Four of the state's best high school basketball teams are in the building tonight. It's the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture, and it's rivalry night in the Upper Cumberland as Upperman travels to take on White County. I'm Noel McKay on the call here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Thrilled to be joined in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth once again by my good friend Jeremy Tollison. Ella Fox on the sidelines. We'll hear from her coming up in just a few minutes. And the lovely Madison McKay producing things for us as we welcome you into the Crouch Team with Highlands Elite Real Estate pregame show. Big fight feel tonight. Two of the top three teams in the state of Tennessee are set for a rematch as the Upperman Lady Bees take on the White County Warriorettes. And Jeremy, teams that have shared a district now for 5 seasons, but over the past decade plus, White County and Upperman have to be at the forefront of your mind when we talk about girls basketball programs in the Upper Cumberland, and it's an exciting night for another chapter to be written in this budding rivalry.
I'll tell you, Noah, I've been on the shelf since football season. This is the first night that I've been back, and I appreciate you letting me come out and just enjoy this. But then I look at the calendar and I go, look at the game I'm coming back at. I mean, if you could hand pick the matchup, I mean, this, holy cow, year in, year out, these two teams, and then you throw in Livingston or Stone or Cumberland County, or this district is unbelievable. And this matchup, you can just, I was at the concession stand a second ago, and you can just feel the buzz. And I'm telling you, we've got a great officiating crew. There's not a hair on any of them's head, so I can say that because I'm the same way. However, this is unbelievable, and I'm ready to roll.
It's going to be a fun night of basketball. Let's get to the tail of the tape in this one. It's a heavyweight fight tonight. The hosting White County Warriorettes under head coach Michael Dodgen. They are the #1 ranked team in the state of Tennessee in the Tennessee Sports Writers Association and USA Today poll. They're the #2 ranked team in the Upper Cumberland. They are a bona fide state championship contender. They have not played since last Thursday. Neither team has, coming off the ice storm over the past week. That's continued today. Hope everybody's staying safe tonight. They're coming off a 48-37 win in Hogeye Country over Livingston Academy. Winners of 4 straight, 6-1 in 2026. They are 11-1 in Roy Sewell Gymnasium this year, but that one loss in 2026, the one loss in district play, came at the hands of their opponents tonight, the Upperman Lady Bees, and their head coach Dana McWilliams with a record of 18 victories and 4 losses. They are 3-1 as well in District 7 AAA. Bounced back after a 64-50 loss at Stone Memorial with a dominant 62-39 victory over Class 4A's Independence last Thursday night. They are winners of 13 of their last 14 games. They are 3-1 in 7-3A on the road as well. And as we look at this district and we look at this matchup, Jeremy, 3 teams, the top 3 teams in the state in every poll, in our poll and beyond, Upperman, White County, and Stone Memorial. They've all faced each other once. They've all beaten each other once, with everybody holding serve in their home gym. White County looks to continue that trend tonight. 2 things will go to decide who wins this district in the regular season, which is critical for playoff positioning. 1, if somebody can win in somebody else's barn, and 2, if Cumberland County or Livingston Academy can pluck one of them and give them a loss. That would change the complexion in a hurry. A little bit of pressure on White County this evening to hold serve in their own building.
Yeah, I agree. And then you mentioned Cumberland and Livingston, 2 of the best head coaches in the state. And I'll tell you, they can pre-game for these teams, and you cannot slip up in this district and not win a game that you're supposed to win. But I'm with you. I just feel like with the energy in the gym tonight that everybody in White County, they just feel like they have to have this one. And Coach Dana McWilliams has played the role of spoiler several times. So I can't wait for this chess match.
One place she has not played the role of spoiler is in this gym. This has been really a gulag for the Upperman Lady Bees. They've not won in this building since 2013. Now, they just started playing about 5 years ago, 0-4 in their last 4 trips into this building. This is one of the premier home court advantages in the Upper Cumberland. It is a packed crowd. The visiting section is completely full. The home section will continue to fill in. Hopefully people still come out despite the winter weather outside. White County needs their crowd to help them tonight in a matchup that was very tightly contested in the first meeting. White County led by 7 with 6 minutes to go. Upperman rattles off a 15-0 run to go out in front. They ultimately win that game 47-41. how the game is officiated tonight, Jeremy. You talked about the crew, very important. White County, that aggressive in-your-face man-to-man defense, a lot of hand checks for them. Upperman, they press, but they're going to be in that 2-3 zone. If it's a physical style, advantage White County. If it's a tighter whistle, advantage Upperman.
You know, and I know these three officials very well, and I don't – if I am officiating this game as well as these three, I just feel like your general philosophy is two fantastic basketball teams stay out of the way and let them play basketball until they give you a reason not to do that. So I anticipate, especially early, that they just kind of stay out of the way and let these two teams just show their talent.
When we come back, we'll hear thoughts from both head coaches, get to the starting lineups and all the action. It's a big fight field tonight. Two of the top three teams in the state set to face off at Roy Sewell Gymnasium. Tip-off on the other side. It's the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018. Modern Roofing Group is an Owens Corning preferred contractor, and they're proud to bring that reputation and recognition to the Upper Cumberland. Their customer service and craftsmanship are second to none. Get comfort that your roof will stand up to the storms by calling 931-400-8788 and get an estimate on a new roof today. That's 931-400-8788. 100% financing is available. Modern Roofing Group is proud to stand behind their work with a 10-year workmanship guarantee. Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Welcome back. Moments away from tip-off here in Sparta. Let's go to the third member of our broadcast crew, Ella Fox, who caught up with both head coaches. Ella, what did they have to say?
So Lady B's Dana McWilliams says she's happy to just be able to be back on the court again. Just like you mentioned earlier, they have had a week off, so she really wants to see her team just play clean basketball. Now, Michael Dodgen is here looking for his redemption game. After falling short at the Lady B's previous matchup, he said he needs to see his team limit the turnovers, control the boards, and be able to contain Gracie Butler.
Thank you, Ella. Gracie Butler was a superstar. She really kind of emerged into the upper echelon after having a dominant start to the season in that fourth quarter against White County in Baxter. And with that, let's get to the tee-up starting lineups in this ball game. First, for the visitors, the Upperman Lady Bees and her head coach Dana McWilliams with a record of 18 victories and 4 losses. They are 3-1 in District 7 3A, and they're the number 3 ranked team in the state of Tennessee. Starting for Upperman tonight, number 11, a junior, Sadie South. Number 12, a senior, Taylor Delenti. Number 22, a senior, Gracie Butler. Number 23, a senior, Maggie Butler. And number 24, a junior, T.T. Carson. Their opponents tonight, the White County Warriorettes and their head coach Michael Dodgen with a record of 22 victories and 3 losses. They are 3-1 in District 7 3A, and they are the number 1 ranked team in the state of Tennessee. Starting tonight for the Warriorettes, number 5, a senior, Bella Winningham. Number 11, a junior, Ashlyn Selby. Number 12, a senior, Kyra Fox. Number 13, a senior, Gracie Clark. And number 14, a senior, Lakeland Grasty. Jeremy, big fight feel as always. The start will be important tonight. The last 2 matchups, we did the one in the district championship game. Obviously, I had the one in Baxter, have been very tight through the first 3 quarters. If either team can get an early kind of 5, 6, or even 10-point lead, could go a long way towards deciding a winner in a matchup where points have been at a premium.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you're going to have to stop the runs, and I think foul trouble could potentially play a role in this game as well if the teams don't play well and the officials have to get involved. So let's, what do they say? Let's get it on?
Let's get it on. The foul trouble was important. Kyra Fox, Gracie Clark both got into foul trouble in the first meeting in Baxter. It changed particularly the second quarter of that game. Upperman, the road team in their black uniforms, black shorts, white numbers and letters outlined in gold trim. Sparta in their home white uniforms, white shorts, maroon numbers and letters with black trim and the maroon and white speckles down the side. Ashlyn Selby against Gracie Butler in the circle. Let's get it on in Baxter as Upperman possesses the tip and will work right to left on your screen. T.T. Carson brings it ahead. The junior point guard works off a Maggie Butler screen. Now forced to pick up. There's that defense of White County early as they give off to Maggie Butler. Back to Carson. Gracie Clark in front. She's putting together a Miss Basketball caliber season. Back out Maggie Butler. Maggie works it over. Going to hand off to Sadie South. They switch off on South, who has not had big performances against White County. The Warriorettes view her as the X factor with her ability to shoot the 3. As T.T. Carson will reset. We're 34 seconds into the contest. Here's South. She'll work it over to Gracie Butler. On left side, Delenti. Delenti back to Butler. On a drive, Gracie Butler goes into Selby off the glass and good for 2. The Lady Bees strike first.
Yeah, Butler's just known that all year. She is not afraid to go to the glass.
Ahead in the half court, here's Lakeland Grasty, committed to Air Force. Going to play at the Prep Academy next year and then go on to the Air Force Academy. That's a fantastic decision. Congratulations to her for it as Kyra Fox going to bounce it back to Ashlyn Selby. The big going to go to work against Upperman's post, Maggie Butler. Both can stretch the floor, though, as you'll see here. Selby triggers the 3, can't hit. Long rebound, run down by Bella Winningham. Second chance here for the Warriorettes. Selby on the drive, throws it over her shoulder to Clark. Reversal. Fox finds a wide open Lakeland Grasty. Long 2 on the way, no. Rebound fought for, and there's a tie-up. The arrow belongs to White County. Before the first game, Coach Dodgen talked about the need to rebound the basketball for the Warriorettes against an Upperman team known for crashing the glass. He's going to like the first 2 offensive rebounds.
Absolutely. And White County, they need these shots to start falling.
Now, pull-up jumper is good. There's Gracie Clark for the first time in the answer for White County as we're all tied up at 2. 90 seconds into the contest. White County in their full court press. Ahead, here's Gracie Butler. Drives again. Butler reverses Delenti. Lines up the wing. 3. Can't hit. Rebound down. Carson with the offensive rebound. This time it's Upperman's turn. Carson drives. Now reverses. Maggie Butler. Open tray. Can't hit. Rebound down. Ashlyn Selby comes away for White County.
Great defense there by White County.
Pass ahead. Dangerous. Tipped a couple of times. It stays in bounds as Winningham eyes up checking the floor. She'll toss it over her head. Here's Clark. Clark spins inside, left-hand lay, tough shot, no. Fight for the rebound again, another tie-up, and this time the arrow belongs to Upperman.
Winningham lucky. She didn't step out of bounds there when she tied that up.
This is the game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Upperman basketball is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. As Carson has a pass tipped, the press works for the first time. It's Gracie Clark on the steal. She drives, blocked from behind by Carson, out of play, and it stays with White County.
No, one thing that separates basketball in this area, I think that the coaches in this area teach defense as good as anywhere in the state.
Inbound from Grasty gives into Ashlyn Selby. Little head fake, now drives into Maggie Butler. Hand off Gracie Clark. Tries to turn on Carson. Fires a pass tipped out of play. and it'll stay on this end with White County with 5:36 to go in the opening frame. 2-2, the early jabs have begun. Turnovers will be something to watch. Upperman just committed their first. Here's Selby as she shoulders into Butler, back out to Kyra Fox. Now left side, Lakeland Grasty. Grasty works it over. Winningham steps back. She struggled mightily in that first meeting, had a bounce-back performance against Stone Memorial, looking for more of that here tonight. Grasty has it. Spins on Delenti, goes baseline and a foul as Taylor Delenti lost her positioning. It'll be the first foul of the game. Goes on the Lady Bees. 5:13 to go in the first. It's 2-2. And this is what it's going to be like. Inbound, that one stolen away. First turnover for Sparta as Maggie Butler has it. Now gives it right back, though, on an errant pass grabbed by Gracie Clark. Over to Ashlyn Selby. Selby weaves through traffic, sends back out. Don't forget, both these teams had 8 days away from the floor since their last matchup. As Bella Whittingham works it over left side. Now back out. Here's Kyra Fox. Senior point guard Kyra Fox against a senior Gracie Butler. She'll bounce it over right side. This one grabbed by Selby. Whittingham off a couple of screens, lines up the deep three. High archer, can't hit. Long rebound, a race for it. Bodies hit the floor, but Fox has it. Now a dump off to Selby. Selby shoulders in, and they are letting them go right now. It's saved into Whittingham. She reverses to Fox. Great shot fake. Fox drives and reverses Selby. Long two on the way. That one won't go, but nobody inside on Kyra Fox. That shot's no good. Then a block. T.T. Carson with the block. And this is a let-them-play sort of ball game, we just found out.
I felt like we would definitely see that early.
Now Butler drives. That one's ripped out of her hands by Lakeland Grasty, and it'll stay on this end with the Lady Bees.
Hey, very consistent so far with Colin. They're letting them play on both ends of the court.
Probably, we mentioned that's likely an advantage White County with the way they like to play defense. Although it'll make both teams annoyed later on in the game. Inbound right to Maggie Butler, and that's the Dana McWilliams special for 2. Lady Bees in front 4-2, 4:10 to go in the first quarter. And just buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a dogfight tonight. Nervous energy in Roy Sewell Gymnasium on both sides of the gym. Right side, here's Whittingham. She'll bounce it over to Kyra Fox. Fox works it inside, gets free off the screen, but can't finish the lay. Rebound ricochets. Whittingham able to save it. It's still loose, knocked out of play, and it'll stay with White County. Last touch by Gracie Butler.
Yeah, just good hustle play there by White County to keep that ball. You always throw it in under your own basket just to try to get a chance, and just great hustle play.
Sideline inbound from Gracie Clark, mentioned 16.2 points a night. Now just ripping it out of her hands is Maggie Butler. It'll be a tie-up. The arrow this time, third time we've had this already, belongs to White County.
Yeah, everybody in the gym did not expect a 2-4 with 3:47 to go in the first quarter.
These two teams are so explosive offensively, but when they play each other, it always seems like it goes like this, just nowhere to really score. It's why those 5-0 runs, 7-0 runs feel huge within this matchup.
Upperman's hit their shots. White County just can't seem to find a bucket right now.
Gracie Clark spins it over right side to Selby. Selby tries to turn on Maggie Butler, who stays in front. Back out Gracie Clark. She spins inside, now reverses to Selby. Her second long ball attempt is good. Ashlyn Selby with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3, and White County has their first lead.
Shot attempts right now seem to be 3-1 in White County's favor.
And now a foul as they tried to trap in on South. But Kyra Fox got in there with a hold. That'll be her first team foul against White County. 3:13 to go in the first. It's 5-4.
Both head coaches have this grin whenever they think that a call did or did not go against them. I just love watching their mannerisms.
Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. We're live everywhere tonight. Facebook, YouTube, and the NFHS Network. As Gracie Butler has it, she'll give back to T.T. Carson. One dribble for Carson. Now she needs an outlet. Tries to shoulder off Clark, and it's going to be an offensive foul as she threw an elbow behind her, and the official on the baseline saw it. T.T. Carson picks up her first. It'll be the team's second. Both probably won't be the last little shoulder or elbow thrown in this game, trying to get the defenders off of them. 2:55 to go in the first. It's 5-4. Grasty sends over to Fox. Now that pass is tipped out of play by Carson. Stays with White County. Sideline inbound for Lakeland Grasty. Gets it into Gracie Clark. Upperman stays in their man-to-man. They play a lot more man-to-man this year, but they get into that 2-3 quickly if they need it. The outlet goes to Selby. Butler steps to her. Now fires into the cutting Whittingham. Left hand lay too strong. Clark with another offensive rebound, and she's fouled. White County dominating on the boards early on in this game, and an 80% free throw shooter, Gracie Clark, will go to the stripe to shoot 2. They'll get it on Maggie Butler. It's her first, and the typical early quick cash pawn timeout called by Dana McWilliams. 32nd timeout on the floor, and early jabs. Upperman's only had a couple of shots. They've both gone through, Jeremy. Offensive glass working for White County, and really no separation early on in this one.
Yeah, I agree. Now, up top right there, I think Coach McWilliams wanted a double dribble. She felt as though that first dribble was controlled, held the ball, dribbled off. Really felt like she should have had a double dribble there, but instead of the double dribble, she gets a foul, so she didn't go in her favor, gets the timeout.
.238 to go in the first quarter, 5-4. Gracie Clark to the stripe. I got her out of 1%. She's an 81% free throw shooter this year, and she'll set up for the first time tonight, trying to space an early 1-point advantage for the home team, and she can't hit the first. White County struggled mightily from the field in Baxter in that matchup, and then turned it over in the fourth quarter, and that's when Upperman went on their long run. Clark goes 0 for 2 here, and then commits a foul, trying to get around Sadie South. Be the first on Clark, second on the Warriorettes.
Really good box out there by South to keep her from the shooter from getting to the basketball.
Baseline inbound. Here comes T.T. Carson. She splits the trap. Carson drives, reverses to South, and White County able to get back in their defense quickly. Hallmark of these great teams, when it breaks down, they stay controlled. Gracie Butler has it, gives to Maggie. Maggie over to Sadie South. South pass fake, finds Delenti. Winningham steps to her. These two have had quite a few battles over the last 4 seasons. 2 seniors. Here's Gracie Butler with it. And both have played a ton of basketball. One-on-one. Butler pulls back from the elbow. Can't hit. Rebound down. Ashlyn Selby, a one and done for the Lady Bees. 2 to go in the first quarter. Kyra Fox skips it across to Gracie Clark. Clark back to Selby. Cassie Crouch is the first sub to the table for either team as Grasty pulls up from the mid-range. She can't hit. Rebound tipped. Another offensive board for White County. Hallmark of the first quarter. Selby steps through, and a foul is called. Big call here. It's on Maggie Butler. It'll be her second. Carson was also in the area, and they get it on Maggie Butler. So a huge call there, the second, and the first bit of foul trouble for either team.
And Butler's got both of those fouls by she's got good position. She's in front of the shooter, but she's stepping toward the shooter and not letting the shooter come to her, and that's why she's picked up both those fouls.
Selby connects on the first free throw. She's shooting 70%. Obviously missed the second half of last year with the ACL injury as the rebounds tipped out of play on a second miss, but she's been a key cog for them as they replace the production of Ava Jones and her ability to space the floor. As you've already seen, she's hit a 3. Here's the sophomore Cassie Crouch fresh off the bench. She sends it ahead to T.T. Carson. Carson into the mid-range, back to Crouch. Crouch finds Butler. Pass tipped into the air, loose. Grasty comes away, and now numbers if they hurry for White County. Here's Lakeland Grasty. Fires it down court. Bella Winningham underneath and a foul. T.T. Carson picks up her second. So kind of the inverse of the game in Baxter where 2 Warriorettes picked up 2 early ones. It's 2-on-2 Lady Bees, and Bella Winningham goes to the line for 2.
And I believe that's just really coming from which team is being more aggressive up to this point to go to the basket. And it's definitely White County.
Winningham banked it in and then kind of shrugged her shoulders, said, okay, why not?
It counts. It's still a point.
She almost went for another one. That one misses. Another miss, though, and that's becoming a story for White County. Delenti on the board, outlet to South. South bounces it to T.T. Carson. Carson sees the lane, takes the lane, slams the brakes, and she travels. Feet slipped out for under her as she went on the shot fake, and possession back to White County and another Upperman turnover.
I really felt like if she went up strong there, she's going to collect the foul. You know, at worst case scenario, go to the foul to the free throw line.
Bella Fye, another sophomore, checking in here for the Lady Bees as Upperman looks for a spark offensively. 7-4, Warriorettes in front with the ball. Here's Kyra Fox. She'll bounce it ahead to Selby. Selby, with pressure from behind, throws up the right-hand runner and hits. Ashlyn Selby having herself an opening quarter here in this rivalry matchup. 6 in the frame, now a pass to Delenti. She drives inside, puts it up, and there's the foul as Selby picks up her first, and Taylor Delenti will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for 2.
Really good foul call there. That's what we've seen on both ends of the court, and just really, really good foul call there.
Delenti goes to the charity stripe for the first time tonight, and she hits the first. The steadying force of the Lady Bees. Their most consistent performer this year so far. And she goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. and it's 9-6 with 56.9 to go in the opening frame. Kyra Fox going to get a breather here. Kylie Norris will check in for the first time. Sophomore given just under 8 a night. Great job breaking the press for the Warriorettes. And now into Clark. She sends it across. Selby wide open. Tic-tac-toe. Ashlyn Selby dominating the first quarter. Crouch over to 5. And this is the chess match that you talked about, an adjustment against the press. They struggled with it at the first meeting. They picked it apart early on.
And really, to me, it's just the number of shot attempts is the big difference in the game right
Another
now.
turnover as Selby steps in front. She finds Clark. Clark goes up strong and finishes. White County starting to separate early on. Gracie Clark with the lay, and it's a 7-point advantage for the Warriorettes. 25 seconds to go in the first. South drives inside, swiped by Grasty, another steal. That one knocked out of play, and it was last touched by Grasty, I believe.
He's got a foul.
Oh, he's got a foul called. Okay. No, it's going to be Lady B basketball. Not sure what the point was. We didn't get a signal, but it'll be Upperman basketball as they say it was clean.
Yeah, first I thought he may have had a foul, but he didn't see it.
Delenti to inbound, gets it to Crouch. Lady B's down 13-6 here on the road. Great start for the Warriorettes. And a game where they try to continue the trend of winning at home. The top 3 in this district are done. 8 seconds to go. Back cut to South. That one tipped out of play by Selby. Couldn't quite save it in bounds. 4.7 sideline inbound here for the Lady B's. Delenti to inbound here. She throws it to Maggie Butler. Crouch with 3 seconds. Got to put up a shot. She will, and it will fall short. Brings us to the end of a strong first quarter for the White County Warriorettes. 13-6. This is the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential, multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland area since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Turf Masters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back in here in Sparta as White County opens up with a strong first quarter here in this District 7-3A rematch. They lead 13-6. Upperman basketball as we're back underway. T.T. Carson going to drive inside, and it's blocked again. Gracie Clark had her foot on the line when she tried to save it. The defense stifling right now for the Warriorettes.
I'll tell you, a really good job by the officials tonight because a lot of officials don't let girls block shots.
Yep.
And tonight they've let them block shots on both ends.
And that is the second time Maggie Butler's got free on an inbound and finishes. And Upperman cuts the deficit to 5. Quickly ahead again before the press can set up. Upperman into their 2-3. Here's Bella Winningham. Winningham fires a pass. That one tipped. Now it's a foot race between Grasty and Delenti. Delenti puts it up and in. Steal and the score for Upperman, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. Pass right side. Here's Bella Winningham. Winningham sends it over to Gracie Clark. Clark with a skip pass to Ashlyn Selby. She had 8 in the first quarter. Finds Gracie Clark on the back cut. No, got her own rebound. Put back. Big call. Maggie Butler just picked up her 3rd personal foul, and that is gigantic. She's going to be forced back out of the game here, Jeremy.
Yeah, the exact same situation where she is straight up, but she is stepping toward the shooter, and when the contact is created, it's a foul.
Clark rattles home the first, and right now they're going to leave Maggie Butler on the floor. That is a big target for White County to attack as Gracie Clark calmly puts 2 through the twine, now 2 for 4 tonight. And it's back to a 5-point lead for the Warriorettes of White County. T.T. Carson accelerates. Kylie Norris stays in front. Carson hesitates, drives again, and a foul. And that's been the one bit of contact they're calling, that kind of body to body. It's how Maggie Butler's picked up 3. It's how Norris just picked up her first. Is Abby Stone going to check into the game for Maggie Butler?
You know, if you don't have legal guarding position, you're moving toward the dribbler, and you're stopping them from going to the basket, it's a foul, and that's why they're calling it.
Carson to inbound. She just fires it, and she can go back into the backcourt. That's exactly what Taylor Delente does to set up here a minute into the second quarter.
My first game ever, I called that an over and back, by the way. And I was wrong.
Whoops.
I didn't know the rule. I had no idea.
T.T. Carson has it here for the Lady Bees. Carson gives to Sadie South. South fires it over to Taylor Delente. Stone sets the screen. Delente takes it to the free throw line, reverses out to Carson. Carson drives into Clark, who swipes it again. They'll say it went off her thigh, out of play. White County has forced nearing double-digit turnovers already with 6:39 to go in the second quarter.
Just active hands, get to the basketball, and good things happen.
Grasty will bring it up. A score update on the SK Creation scoreboard. Stone Memorial rolling past Livingston Academy 40-20. That's live over on UCR2 tonight as Lakeland Grasty gives to Bella Winningham, back to Grasty. Upperman into their 2-3. 6:22 to go. Dangerous pass intercepted. T.T. Carson picks it off, and a foul. That's not a bad thing for White County because it takes away a breakaway. Bella Winningham picks up her first. Kyra Fox got a breather. She'll check back in. Kylie Norris checks out. And right now, White County, they have 5 fouls called against them, but on 5 different players. Upperman's been a little more concentrated as T.T. Carson brings it up. Sends over to Gracie Butler. Now South pops off a screen. South floats back, sends it left side for T.T. Carson. Delente tries to get free. Carson can't get it to her, and now Carson running out of time. Underhand flips for Taylor Delente. Stone sets a screen. Delente takes it right side. 3 Warriorettes just kind of looking at her while staying close to their man. 5:52 to go in the first half. It's 15-10. Carson tries to drive. Winningham stays in front. Carson again swiped away, another turnover. Winningham this time with the steal. Bella Winningham now in transition. Going to reverse out in the corner. Fires a pass tipped by Carson. Winningham has it again. Now she'll bounce it to Clark. Clark resets. Has space. Triggers the shot. Can't hit. Rebound. Punch. Right back to Gracie Clark. Clark's put back. No. Another one for Bella Winningham. Winningham tries to clear on Stone. Puts the shot up and good. Right now, White County dominating in the hustle category. Another offensive rebound leads to a bucket. Pass ahead. Here's Gracie Butler. Butler drives into Selby, goes up strong. No good. Rebound down. Abby Stone. Second chance for the Lady Bees now. Here's T.T. Carson on the drive. She goes back south from the volleyball line. Can't hit. Rebound down. Selby. That was a mistake because it would have gone to White County. Instead, Upperman gets it back as her foot was on the line.
Yeah, you just try your best there to box out any Upperman player and just let that ball go out of bounds.
17-10, tying their largest lead of the game is White County. And there was 3 chances for a bucket on that last possession as Gracie Butler switches off on Kyra Fox. She drives inside and an offensive foul. Kyra Fox has taken more offensive fouls than anybody in the Upper Cumberland over the last 4 seasons. She gets another one there as Gracie Butler picks up her first. And Dana McWilliams wants a quick cash pawn timeout on the floor to talk about things with 4:59 to go in the first half. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside and take it with them. White County with the early momentum here in the game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home with a great location just off Highway 111 on the south side of Cookeville. This home has just over 2,000 square feet, a 2-car garage, and beautiful hardwood flooring throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. White County with the basketball after Kyra Fox took a charge on Gracie Butler. The turnovers very lopsided, as are the offensive rebounds, and as such, so is the scoreboard. 17-10 in favor of the Warriorettes.
Exactly, and the third thing is just the number of shot attempts is huge. It's a landslide in White County's favor right now.
Baseline inbound here as Upperman goes into their full court press. Lakeland Grasty sends it over to Fox, loses handle. Grasty gathers. Going to have to move forward here as Grasty throws it to Clark. Running out of time now. Over to Grasty. She'll fire it ahead and somehow finds Fox at the last second. Winningham, shot fake, lines up the 3. Missed everything, rebound down. Selby again. No answer on the glass for Ashlyn Selby. She's got 10.
And the problem with Butler there is you can't be too aggressive, pick up another foul.
And now a steal for Gracie Clark. Another turnover. Winningham drives in. May have gotten away with an extra step. Instead, it's loose and comes away to Crouch. Cassie Crouch on the drive. She picks up her dribble, gives back. South now right side Crouch. Thought about it, will pass it up. A 9-point White County lead. They've controlled the game so far. Still a long way to go with 4:10 to go in the half. Left side, here's Stone. Again, Maggie Butler out of the game with 3 personal fouls. Gracie Butler drives, now floats back, drives again. Fox takes the contact and another charge. Second straight possession where Gracie Butler goes into Kyra Fox, and Fox gets the call. It's the second personal on Butler. Now 3 different Lady Bees have 2 or 3 fouls.
And again, Upperman may not like that call, but you got legal guarding position. You're straight up. Who creates the contact? She may have sold it just a little bit, but all the contact's created by the offensive player.
Ahead it comes to Ashlyn Selby. Numbers if she hurries. Selby drives, goes into Stone, who goes straight up and down. Rebound loose. Diving on the floor for it. Crouch has it. Now there'll be a tie-up. The arrow belongs to White County. I believe that is our 5th jump ball already in this first half.
And in good girls basketball, you don't see that as much. Now, in some of these middle school games, I've called 75 in one game.
Left side, here's Whittingham. Miscommunication as she was looking to Grasty out of bounds, and an unforced error there as Upperman gets it back.
One thing I appreciate about Upperman is they don't panic. They just don't panic.
Crouch ahead. That's one of the reasons they play this brutal non-district schedule as Delenti gets that tip pass, gives back to Phi. Now Crouch. Crouch drives the lane. Clark turns her away. Underhand flip back to South. Only 1 shot attempt so far for Sadie South as Crouch has it on the right wing. 3.5 to go in the first half. Sparta leads by 9. South going to drive into Fox and now retreats back over to Phi, back to Crouch. The Butlers not on the floor, both in foul trouble right now for the Lady Bees. It's the inverse of the game in Baxter, almost to a T right now. Phi spins away from a trap, now finds South. South sends it over to Crouch. From the corner, Crouch fires a lob inside for Delenti. Trapper eyes from behind, and it'll be a tie-up as Fox got her hands on it. The arrow belongs to the Lady Bees.
White County just doing a really good job of limiting shot attempts, and Upperman, obviously you got to get shots up to score, and they're just struggling right now.
Delenti going to inbound here. She'll fire it over the top, grabbed by Bella Phi. Phi back to Taylor Delenti. Delenti surveys from that secondary Warrior logo. Right wing side, here's Cassie Crouch. Crouch starts to drive, turned away again. Gracie Clark, great defense. The back-to-back defensive player of the year in the Upper Cumberland showing why. Bella Phi drives, throws up the runner. Tough shot, won't go. Fox can't get the rebound clean. There's another tie-up. And this time, the arrow belongs the other way, back to White County. That's the 7th jump ball we've had.
Wow.
2:41 to go in the second. But ultimately, that's another one and done for the Lady Bees. Warriorettes haven't had many of those tonight. There's a big difference, and that's a travel. Grasty took an extra step when she went to throw it to Fox, and Upperman gets it right back.
And if you're Upperman, you get a cheap little turnover here. They've not been able to take advantage of these, and you just have to start stacking possessions here and scoring to get yourself back in the game.
Delenti to inbound here. Again, just goes over the top to Phi. Phi surveys, right side Carson. 2.5 to go here in the first half. Sparta maintains a 9-point advantage in this 7-3A matchup. Carson, one-on-one with Fox, drives again, steps through, puts it up, and can't finish. Another miss inside for the Lady Bees. Clark with it. Carson in front. Great overhand feed. Now numbers over to Whittingham. Wide open for 2. A double-digit lead for White County as Bella Whittingham finishes. They've doubled up Upperman, up by 11. Here's Carson again on the drive. Selby in front. Missed shot as it's knocked out of play by Clark, so it stays with Upperman with 2:01 to go. And you wonder if Dana McWilliams may have to go to Gracie Butler here despite the 2 fouls, or is she just trying to hold on for dear life and get into the locker room?
You want to hold on for dear life, but this can't turn into a 15 or 16-point game.
And I believe Coach McWilliams is not happy with something that happened up from the student section that was said. And the athletic director are going to go and have a word with her. The students are right on top of the visitor bench here in White County. And I will say this is the first time in all my years calling Upperman games, which has been a long time, that I've ever seen Dana McWilliams grab an administrator in the middle of a game. So something pretty tough had to have been said down there.
Yeah, and again, as an official, unless it is something specific to her or a cuss word, someone's crossed the line here, and I believe you're correct.
So it will still be Upperman basketball beneath the hoop. Students, they're known to get a little bit rowdy over there, but certain lines you can't cross.
Well, the one in the black hoodie seems the most excited, so it sounds like it was probably him.
South lines up the three. It went through, but after hitting on top of the backboard, which is automatically out of bounds, possession back the other way.
That is just like Upperman's luck so far in this game, isn't it?
Now, again, breaking the press with ease. Pass ahead. Norris drives, puts the shot up, and a foul is called. And this will be 2 free throws upcoming for Kylie Norris, the sophomore. See who they get on this one. Carson and Delenti were both in the area. And they get it on Taylor Delenti, and that is her second. Upperman is in all sorts of foul trouble right now, Jeremy. 2 on Delenti, 2 on Gracie Butler, 3 on Maggie Butler, and 2 on TT Carson. Nobody with more than 1 for White County as the first free throw is no good.
And for the first time in the game, I feel like Coach McWilliams doesn't feel as though that she's getting similar calls on both ends of the court.
Another missed free throw and another offensive rebound. It's Gracie Clark with it this time. She gives back to Kyra Fox. 1:46 to go in the first half. Fox sends it over to Selby. Back to Fox. The second chance points. Well over half the points for White County have come in that department. Pass inside here. Clark twisting jumper is good. And the onslaught continues. A 13-point White County lead.
Number 1 team in the state's looking like the number 1 team in the state right now.
And they are looking like a motivated bunch as Crouch sends it over to an open Delenti. Right side 5. She can really shoot it. Lines it up and hits. Bella 5 with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. First points in 5 minutes for the Lady Bees. Pass ahead, here's Grasty in a 10-point game. She'll send it across to Selby. Both teams know this game's far from over. Norris for the answer. Good. Kylie Norris with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Upperman really needs this to be in single digits at halftime.
Ahead, here's Spy. She'll bounce it over to Delenti. Delenti clears out, drives the lane. Sees Fox there. She knows she was going to take a charge, so she'll reset it back out. Phi has it. Gives to Carson, and a foul. Kylie Norris gets in. It'll be the third team foul. 48 seconds to go in the half. And the second personal on Norris. Stick around during halftime. Ella will catch up with Michael Dodgen on his way into the locker room. Ella, go to about that W on the Warriors at the baseline so the reception will get you. As Carson has it. Gets away from Grasty. Angel fresh into the game. Carson goes right in and attacks and gets the call. TT Carson will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. But again, Sparta has these fouls mixed up and down the lineup. They're not in any sort of real foul trouble right now, Jeremy. The foul count is not very different, but the concentration is.
Absolutely, and if you're White County, third, fourth quarter, you can just get really aggressive and try to get more leverage against Upperman with this foul trouble.
Missed free throw for the Lady Bees as Carson couldn't connect. Stone's going to check in 4, 39.9 to go.
Especially if their last name's Butler.
Exactly right. Next one for Carson gets the friendly roll in the road gym. It's the first points tonight for TT Carson. 39.9 here for White County as they look for another bucket. Angel sends it ahead Norris. Norris reverses out right side Winningham. Winningham bounces it to Grasty in the mid-range. Grasty steps through, gets to empty space and puts it in. Lakeland Grasty with her first points. White County doubles up Upperman again. A 14-point lead, their largest of the game. 23 seconds to go in the half. Crouch, pass ahead, intercepted, another turnover. Here's Gracie Clark on the drive. Clark throws it up and is fouled. Crouch got her on the arm. It'll be her first and 2 free throws for Gracie Clark. White County's executing their game plan to perfection so far in this ball game.
I mean, the more aggressive team is doubled up on the less aggressive team at this point.
Clark at the line. Been up and down so far, but much better here in the second quarter as she swishes the first. And now starting to get it rolling is Gracie Clark. 5 in the quarter, 9 in the game. Make it 10 as she splashes them both. And a 16-point advantage for the Warriorettes of White County, who have dominated this series in this gym. Crouch ahead, another steal. Threw it right to Norris. Now ahead, it comes Gracie Clark. She'll throw it to Winningham. Lines up the 3. Exclamation point. Good. Bella Winningham splashes home the tray. 3-quarter court look for Delenti won't go. And all Warriorettes here heading into the halftime locker room. And we'll go right down to Ella Fox with Michael Dodgen.
Coach, what momentum your team has right now, but what have you seen from your team in this first half?
Defensively, we've been really good. We've been in a little bit of foul trouble, which helps, and we were able to extend. But we got to keep rebounding, and we got to limit our turnovers in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you.
33-14, a commanding 19-point advantage for the Warriorettes of White County. We'll be back with the Happy Hiller halftime show. It's the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood, or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear DJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Welcome to the Happy Hiller Halftime Show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. All White County at the break, 33-14 for the Warriorettes. We talked earlier on, Jeremy, about the need to defend your home floor. Well, this is more than a defense. They beat Stone by 23 on this floor, now ahead by 19 on the Lady Bees. If you're Coach Michael Dodgen, you have to be thrilled with how that first half went.
No, of course, and can you imagine what the score would be right now? White County started the first 3 minutes or so cold from the floor. Nothing was falling, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open. And to me, the difference is just aggressive defense, and I would love to know how many shot attempts White County has compared to how many Upperman has. It seems like it's 5-1.
It's a lot to a little. I know that. It was dominance on the offensive glass. So many turnovers forced by the Warriorettes. Pressure, something they really didn't do nearly at all in the first meeting in Baxter. Completely different. Here tonight, they also handled Upperman's pressure with relative ease. But still 2 quarters to go, and Upperman has shown a propensity to be explosive, particularly in second halves this season. Let's go through the scoring from the first half. It was 8 in the first quarter, 10 in the first half for Ashlyn Selby. Gracie Clark got rolling in the second. It was 10 for her. 8 for Bella Winningham, including the 3 that really just was the icing on the cake heading into the halftime locker room. 3 for Kylie Norris and 2 for Lakeland Grasty. On the other side for the Lady Bees, 4 points for Taylor Delenti, 4 points for Maggie Butler, and 3 for Bella Phi, 1 for TT Carson, and 2 for Gracie Butler, and that's it. The biggest story for Upperman, and a big reason why they may struggle in a comeback attempt, Jeremy, the foul trouble. 4 starters with at least 2 fouls. Maggie Butler has 3 fouls. Nobody for White County has more than 1. We talked about how the game would be officiated, not in an indictment way on the officials, but it has been a largely let them play with the exception of contact on shots. That's gone against Upperman, and as a result, they're in a world of hurt right now.
And as an official, you step into a game, and there's just some philosophies. Number one is if you can let them play, let them play. But what you can't do is you can't allow anything dirty, and that's not been the case whatsoever tonight by either team. And you have to protect your shooters. And I think that these officials have done just a really good job of living by just a standard code.
The South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors, family-owned and operated for over 5 decades. The South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for all your auto repair needs. Gigantic, and I mean gigantic crowd on YouTube tonight. We welcome you in. Big crowd on Facebook as well. If you're watching on NFHS Network, we welcome you in. Wherever you want to watch the game, we are here. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. I'm Noah McKay. That's Jeremy Tollison, Ella Fox on the sidelines, and the lovely Madison McKay making it all happen, producing this game and really producing 2 other games at the same time across the network. As
the best.
It is a dominant lead for Livingston Academy on the SK Creation scoreboard a dominant lead for Stone at Livingston Academy. And the Cookeville Lady Cavaliers rolled past Shelbyville earlier on. And the Cavs with a tough test against a really good Shelbyville team going on now. As we're back underway, Upperman basketball in need of a run if this thing's going to be even close. Gracie Butler has it. Starting five back out there for the Lady Bees. Butler turns on Fox, goes up strong, block, got it back. Turnaround shot for Butler and hits. Gracie Butler, if they're going to have a run, it's going to come from number 22.
Yeah, and if you're Upperman right now, it's get this thing to single digits. That's your goal. Get it to single digits, and let's play basketball.
Kyra Fox has it here in a 17-point game. A lot of breathing room for White County, but they know Upperman can go on a run. Went on a 15-0 run in Baxter. Obviously, this game not in Baxter, and it's been 12 years since Upperman's won in this building. T.T. Carson a bit hobbled after coming off a screen. Grasty with a step-back jumper, can't hit. Rebound punch. Delenti has it. First one and done, it feels like tonight for the Warriorettes. Here's Delenti. Honestly, it may be the first one and done since the first quarter, Jeremy.
I agree with you.
Carson,
and if you're Upperman, you take everything you can get right now.
Over to Delenti from the elbow. She'll drive in on Fox, steps through. Delenti throws it up, no, but a foul. And Kyra Fox becomes the first Warriorette with 2 fouls. Taylor Delenti goes to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2.
And just a really good job there by the official. That is hand straight up, walking into a shooter. It's a foul, and they've called it that way on both ends of the floor all night long.
Oh, yeah, Delenti's first free throw is good. You know, sometimes I think I get a bad rap because we talk about the calls or the amount of calls. I'm not criticizing the officials at all tonight. It's just what the calls are.
No, of course. And listen, I'm good friends with all three of them. Some of the best people in the world, but it is what it is.
Delenti goes 2 for 2, and it's a 15-point game, 4 straight by the Lady Bees. Grasty going to bring it up across the timeline. Delenti back to Ashlyn Selby. Selby had 8 points in the first quarter. South fights right over a screen to stay with Winningham. Back to Selby. Selby working on Butler, playing with 3 fouls, steps through, and this is going to be her 4th. A push as she drove in. Maggie Butler will be forced right back out of the game, and we'll see if Dana McWilliams is going to leave her out there with 4. Looks like they are for now. White County's going to attack. Grasty gives back Winningham. Winningham, little head fake. I think Upperman knows with Maggie Butler out of the game, their chances of coming back are diminished greatly, so they're going to take the risk. Grasty has it here with 6:20 to go in the second. Works off a double screen. Delenti fights underneath, now gives to Clark. Clark on the drive, now reverses to Winningham. One-arm catch for Bella Winningham. Turns on South, tries to step through. South bodies her up. Back to Fox. Fires in, that pass tipped and intercepted by Gracie Butler. And now Butler, the freight train, drives inside, contorts, good and one. Gracie Butler, and it's a 6-0 run for the Lady Bees. Kyra Fox just picked up her 3rd personal, and she made the adjustment that time, went away, and will go to the line to shoot 1.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. White County is one of the very best there is at drawing offensive fouls, and they can't do that if you step away from them and you don't drive straight into them.
Free throw is going to be critical for the Lady Bees, but all of a sudden, Jeremy, this is a 12-point game. They're on a 7-0 run. And one completed. Here's Gracie Clark. Goes into Butler. Now gets away from a couple of defenders. Clark slams the brakes. Counted and one. Gracie Clark with the finish. Gracie Butler picks up her 3rd. And that is a huge answer to end the run by Stone Cold Gracie Clark. She'll fly away a free throw.
I thought the official may call a walk on there. I thought she may have drug her pivot foot.
They do not, and instead, Clark quickly fired away. She wasted no time on that one. And because of this big cushion, it's a good start for Upperman, and it doesn't matter. They're down 15. Here's Gracie Butler again on the drive. Butler all the way in and a foul. Watch out. Lakeland Grasty now picks up her 1st personal. But Gracie Butler going inside is what sparked the run for Upperman in Baxter. She goes back to the line to shoot 2 here.
One thing Coach McWilliams 100% said during the halftime speech, because it's changed, is we have to be aggressive and go to the basket.
My apologies. They call that on the floor before the shot attempt. No continuation. Baseline inbound here for Taylor Delenti. Inbounds to Maggie Butler. Playing with 4 fouls. Down 15. Upperman has to risk it. Maggie gives back to South. Now back to Carson. 5:35 to play in the 3rd. T.T. Carson picks up her dribble. Able to find Delenti. White County protecting a little bit more. They've backed off just a little bit in the man-to-man. South just going to line up the deep 3. That's no good. Rebound tipped. Maggie Butler saves it in. No, she stepped out. Possession back the other way. South has not been able to get open, and now just took one from about 40 feet away that didn't fall.
You know, if I'm White County, philosophically, I'm going to remain aggressive. It seems like they've peeled back a little bit and not as aggressive as they were in the first half. You're not in foul trouble. Stay aggressive.
What a feed from Grasty to Winningham over to Selby. She drives, puts it up, no good. Maggie Butler with great defense despite 4 fouls. Ahead, Gracie Butler finds Delenti, puts it up quickly and good. Quick outlet, and Upperman all of a sudden looking like Upperman again, down 13. Now another steal. Delenti over to South. She puts it up and in for 2. No timeout yet from Michael Dodgen. It's an 11-point game. Big run for the Lady Bees. You knew they weren't going to go quietly as Clark weaves and kicks. Selby lines up the 3. No. Delenti on the rebound. Here comes South in transition. South floats back. Gives to Delenti. Lines up the 3. Baked it in. Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. Here comes Upperman. Timeout Michael Dodgen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a basketball game, Jeremy Tollison.
Or we need to run and get some popcorn?
About 4 minutes away. We'll see if this continues. This is a huge answer. White County still has a little cushion here, but a 19-point lead down to just 8.
They do, and I talked about it a second ago. You're nowhere near foul trouble. You built that big lead in the first half by being aggressive, being really strong on the offensive board, and they've just not done that during the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and they need to get back into that.
4:28 in the third. It was all Sparta. They had the huge 3 by Winningham going into the locker room, but right now just 3 points in the quarter from Gracie Clark on an and one. Upperman has roared to life offensively. Again, Maggie Butler still playing with 4 fouls. That could be the thing that flips this game back if they could get her to pick up her 5th. Clark on the drive ahead. Weaves through traffic. Now fires a pass to Grasty. Grasty blocked from behind by Maggie Butler. Now steps through. A lot of contact both ways. They keep playing. Here's Gracie Butler. Butler drives into Selby behind the back. Wild shot, no. And Delenti on the rebound attempt just pick up her 3rd personal.
Yeah, Coach McWilliams definitely wanted a foul there at the free throw line in the backcourt, and unfortunately just flipped the script, get a foul against Upperman going the other way.
Also, I thought could have had a foul on the shot attempt for White County. They didn't call that one either, so let it both go. 8-point game. Clark ahead. The officials know Maggie Butler is an important player in this game with 4 fouls. It's got to be clear.
You have to know. You, as a good official, you have to know.
Selby puts up a jumper, another miss, and now a rebound for Clark. Turnaround jumper, can't hit. Rebound down, Winningham. Throws it over her back. No, but a foul, and this one may be on Maggie Butler. If it is, it's her 5th. It is. Maggie Butler just fouled out of the game, and that one was ticky-tack. 2 free throws for Bella Winningham. The risk was run by the Lady Bees, and now Maggie Butler will be forced out of the ball game. And that is huge for the White County Warriorettes.
And again, sometimes you play with fire a little bit. Unfortunately you get burned. And as an official, I think there was a foul there. Could you have found that to be on someone else? Maybe. But at the end of the day, third quarter you're playing with 4 fouls. It's just a tough position to be in.
Familiar script as Winningham hits the first free throw. Now 9 points for Bella Winningham. 2 offensive rebounds on the play for White County. Gets them the end result. Fouled out starter on the other team. May not be the last foul out we have with the foul trouble percolating. 2 for 2 for Bella Winningham. White County back in front by double digits, ahead by 10. Bellify into the game for Maggie Butler. Carson sets Delenti a screen, works over left side. Kylie Norris also into the game here as Kyra Fox gets a breather. A drive in for Phi. She'll give to Butler. That one punched back to Phi. Now Delenti has it. Delenti sends one back to Carson. Carson drives against Clark, steps inside, and a foul. Gracie Clark will pick up the personal, her 2nd. 2 for TT Carson at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Not sure what the Upperman bench is upset about there. I may have missed something away from the basketball, but definitely a foul. Good call.
TT Carson at the line for 2. Free throw is going to be critical for both teams here down the stretch, and the first one is good for the junior. Enter the starting lineup in the Greenville tournament that Upperman won. Has not left it since. Misses the 2nd freebie. Clark on the rebound. 9-point lead, now a steal. Bella Phi picks it off. And Upperman regains possession. She sends it to Delenti. Delenti spins on Norris. Back to Phi. Lines up the 3. That one's no good. Winningham with the rebound. Now Bella Winningham with Delenti chasing. Wisely spins. Says, hey, I'm open. Triggers the 3. Can't hit. Rebound punched by Butler. Goes right to Clark. Clark into the mid-range. Tries to step through, now over to Winningham. Pressure from behind, she finds Selby. Looking for a big one, can't hit. Rebound again, this time Norris. Norris throws up the shot and a foul. Ooh, watch out, that's going to be a tech. Gracie Butler threw it off the head of Kylie Norris, and this is 2 on Gracie Butler. Her day is done. Both Butler twins have now fouled out of the game, and the officials are going to have a discussion. Butler went to throw it. It hit the head of Norris. They called a technical foul. Now the discussion here.
Well, and I think what you do there, and honestly, I turned away so I didn't see it, but was it intentional, or can you get away with the fact that it may not have been intentional? And they have to make that decision.
A big moment in this game.
That's 5. They're calling
it 5. If it's double, it'll be her 5th. If it's just 1 foul, it'll be her 4th. And we're listening to the PA. Okay, so no technical foul. It'll be the 4th on Gracie Butler, the 5th team foul on the Lady Bees, and this will be 2 free throws on the shot attempt for Kylie Norris. So the one thing you'll say, it looked maybe worse than it was because Gracie Butler went to throw it as it was going out of bounds, and it hit off of Norris's head, but she threw it behind her. It would have to be incredibly accurate to say that was intentional.
I just really think that's great officiating. Yeah. I think that's good because you realize – as an official, you know that could be the 5th foul, and everybody in the gym has to know that's an intentional act. And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but you can't say it was.
That's 2 big free throws for Kylie Norris. Maggie Butler's already fouled out of the game. Now Gracie Butler has 4. This is a familiar script to the Stone game where Upperman was in all sorts of foul troubles. And now reaching in, getting the turnover is Ashlyn Selby. It's another jump ball, and the arrow belongs to White County. And a timeout going to be called here by Dana McWilliams, sensing the momentum they had is going back the other way. A quick cash pawn timeout gives me an opportunity to tell you about Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store. They're your one-stop shop for our dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs. Located at their new facility at 4314 Academy Road in Cookeville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rents, sells, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050. Jeremy, White County's did a nice job out of that timeout by Michael Dodge and stabilizing things when Upperman had this thing to an 8-point game.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, you have to stop the momentum of Upperman. I mean, they had it all. I mean, it was a train going downhill for Upperman at that point, and you've just got to stop that and just get back to what caused you to be successful in the first half.
Over 700 devices between YouTube and Facebook right now in a packed gym here in Sparta. 2:35 to go in the third quarter. 40-29 is our score as Lakeland Grasty sends it over out of the timeout to Kylie Norris. Grasty has it again. Sparta trying to regain a commanding lead, up by 11 now. Led by 19 at the break. Bounce over left side, Norris. Back to Winningham, to Norris again. Those are the top 2 on this team in three-point attempts. Norris, though, traveled with the basketball as she went to go inside and possession back to the Lady Bees. Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard. Cookeville in boys action leads Shelbyville 27-16. That'd be a huge win for the Cavs if they could find a way there. Here's Bella Fye. Fye sends it over left side. Gracie Butler playing with 4 fouls. Now Sadie South to Carson. Carson off a Delente screen. Back to South. She bobbled it off her knee. Diving on the floor. Winningham comes away. Now numbers for Sparta. Winningham drives in, swiped, and a foul is called. See if they get Carson or South on this one. If it's Carson, it's her 3rd. If it's South, it's her 1st. It's on Sadie South. Sparta's in the bonus, and it's a shooting foul. Bella Winningham to the stripe for 2. Mayberry's Furniture has 2 locations to serve you. One in Cookeville on Willow Avenue, South Willow Avenue, 15,000 square foot showroom. You know that lumpy couch you've been sitting on while you've been snowed in? Go upgrade with our friends at Mayberry's Furniture. If you're in Crossville, go and see them right off the square. Winningham goes 0 for 2, but Gracie Clark has another offensive rebound. Puts the shot up, can't hit. Another rebound. This time Selby can't hit. Another rebound. Selby again stepping through, and she fell down. It'll be a jump with the arrow belonging to Upperman. It's got to be a 4-1 rebounding advantage for White County right now, Jeremy.
To me, rebounds, shot attempts are, like you said, 4 or 5 to 1. It's just the difference is just unbelievable.
Bella Fye bringing it up. Down by 11 are the Lady Bees here on the road. Delente has it. Gives to Gracie Butler. Now South lines up the top of the circle, 3. Popped out, no. Fight for the rebound, another tie-up. Third of this half, 10th of the game. Arrow belongs to Sparta.
I mean, 2 of the best teams in the state and 10 jump balls.
1:24 to go in the third. It doesn't get any easier early next week for both these teams. White County at Stone Memorial. Upperman at home against Sidney Wilhite and the Lady Jets of Cumberland County. As South punches that one free, Stone has the steal. Another turnover. Here comes Gracie Butler in transition. Butler drives all the way off the glass, too short. Rebound down. Stone couldn't save it, and it goes back to White County.
You talked about it a little bit ago about having to drive but try to stay away from the basket a little bit because they're drawing charges, and she was just a little too far away from the basket there and couldn't get a good shot.
Another near turnover as Butler jumps in front. Sparta handled the press fantastically in the first half, have not done so here in the third quarter, but still lead by 11. Here's Gracie Clark. Clark fires it ahead over to Bella Winningham. Little head fake and a drive. Winningham goes in strong, too strong.
Great
Butler
defense.
on the rebound. Here she comes. 4-on-2 for the Lady Bees. Butler steps through, puts the shot up, and good. Gracie Butler cuts it back to single digits.
Yeah, lucky White County didn't get a foul there.
And now another steal. Delenti, and they called a foul. Taylor Delenti going to pick up the personal. Frustration mounts for Upperman because that is now the 4th on Taylor Delenti. 2 free throws upcoming here. I believe it'll be Kyra Fox going to the stripe for both of them. Now, Maggie Butler's already fouled out. Taylor Delenti has 4, and Gracie Butler also has 4. Fox, first one at the line, pops out no good.
Upperman fans saying ball don't lie. Is that what they say, ball don't lie?
They do say that, and I think they probably have a gripe on that one. Fox's next one, no good, 0 for 2, but honestly, for Sparta, you'll take that with Taylor Delenti picking up her 4th. Gracie Butler getting a breather to protect those foul counts. 34 seconds, Upperman's within 9. They've cut the deficit in half. Bella Winningham following Brent Ryan into the training room. They'll get tended to quickly here in between quarters. T.T. Carson, that 5-second clock is ticking. Carson picks up her dribble at the last moment. Running out of time. Pivots, fires into no man's land. Gracie Clark takes it away. Now in a foot race. Gracie Clark, coast to coast. Good. Counted and one. The steal, the score, and a double-digit lead for White County.
White County has just been really aggressive all night, and it has paid off for them.
They're going to get Bella Fye, I believe. It'll be her first. They do. Clark, that time, got the turnover on the back of great defense by the Warriorettes. She cashes the freebie back to a 12-point game. And now 11 seconds to go in the quarter. 12-point gap. Bella Fye with it. 5 seconds. Fye drives all the way in. Throws it over her shoulder. Can't get it to go. Stone right there. Throws it out. Delenti. This would count, but it's no good. And it brings us to the end of the third quarter. White County with a double-digit lead, looking for revenge tonight. 43-31 in the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Welcome back in. Upperman basketball opening possession here in the fourth quarter. Errant pass. Sadie South goes to gather. Upperman trail by 19 at the end of the first half. Now down 12 as Delenti triggers the three and hits. Taylor Delenti with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. She now has 14 points. And Upperman back within 9, but Foul trouble everywhere. Kylie Norris for three. No good. Another offensive rebound, Gracie Clark. Her putback is good. Tough shot. 18 for Gracie Clark tonight, and she has to have a double-double with her rebounds.
Upperman's going to have to win this game on the defensive side of the court. They have got to stop White County from scoring.
Delenti again floats back. Oh, she spun the ball a little bit awkwardly, so passes up the three. Now South drives past Norris and a foul. Kylie Norris will pick up the personal. That is her third. So here's the foul trouble. Delenti with 4. Gracie Butler has 4. Maggie Butler is fouled out of the game. On the other side, Kyra Fox with 3. Kylie Norris with 3. Gracie Clark with 2, and nobody else with more than 1. An 11-point Sparta advantage. Inbound, here's Gracie Butler. Finds Delenti in a moving screen called on the Lady Bees. Sadie South picks up her second. Team's second, and we have had a lot of fouls in the second half of this basketball game. A lot. Grasty to inbound. Sends it into Winningham. Winningham with space to operate. Closes quickly as South arrives. Now picks up. Sideline acting as a second defender as she gives back to Fox. Fox bounces over to Selby. If you're White County, you're in attack mode to get Delenti and Butler off this floor. 90% of the offensive production right now for the Lady Bees. And now Selby clears out, gets free. Grasty shot, no. Delenti on the rebound. And now a foul is going to be on Bella Winningham. No, they called Taylor Delenti for her 5th on the clear out. So now Delenti is fouled out. Maggie Butler is fouled out. And Upperman's chances of a comeback just went down exponentially.
Yeah, it went from, Coach McWilliams was wanting an illegal screen set up on this side, and then you go and Delenti gets number 5. It's just a tough turn of events in a matter of 20 seconds.
And Dana McWilliams just took a walk down to the end of the bench looking away, trying not to say something to get anything extra added on. T.T. Carson checks in, and the only player on this floor right now that averages double figures for Upperman is Gracie Butler, and she also has 4 fouls. Inbound to Bella Winningham. She bounces it to Selby. Selby gathers in the corner. The Upperman fans extremely frustrated with the Stripes right now. They'll bounce it over to Grasty. 6.5 to go in the ball game. Grasty will wait. 5 steps to it. Now right side it goes Fox. Back to Grasty. Here comes the trap. Grasty works away. 5 stays with her. Grasty, a nice spin move. Pulls back. Grasty again in a foul. Bella Phi into the body. That'll be the second on Phi.
And everybody in NFHS that is asking for a shot clock, this is the reason they want the shot clock. They want the game to keep moving instead of being able to stall out.
And with the foul trouble as well, this is the right move for White County to make. Come and force them to defend and get calls as that's a dangerous pass. Winningham able to save it. Now numbers. Fox tosses it over to Grasty. Grasty drives into the mid-range. She pulls up, can't hit. Rebound down, another offensive rebound. This time Selby gives to Clark and a foul as Abby Stone kind of lost her balance and went in. And now it is 4 team fouls already on Upperman with 5:47 to go in the ball game. Every single metric right now favors the Warriorettes.
It's just stacked up against Upperman.
Winningham.
Nothing going their way.
Backs out. Butler playing with 4 fouls. Winningham tries to get away from her. Sends it back to Fox. Fox bounces over Clark. Lines up the 3. Can't hit. Long rebound. Loose. And guess who got it? Gracie Clark got another one. Sends it to Selby. Now a drive for Ashlyn Selby. Winningham wide open inside. Jumper's good. That's 12 for Bella Winningham. 47-34 the score. A 13-point Warriorette lead. And it also took over a minute off the clock. Now Carson drives inside and is fouled on the floor. I believe this will be the 4th on Kyra Fox, the first Warriorette to that mark. It will be. And that'll send a sub to the table here for Michael Dodgen. They get Sarah Winfrey, the sophomore, into the game for the first time. Fox will check out. And with that 13-point lead, Jeremy, you can be very conservative with Kyra Fox if you're Michael Dodgen in this spot, as a full timeout will be called by the Lady Bees. Or no, by the Warriorettes, I should say. The South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors, family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for all your auto repair needs today. you think about White County's path to this win seems very clear at this point, Jeremy. For Upperman, their only chance to win this game is somebody that you're not expecting to hit a few big shots, whether that be a Bella Phi, a TT Carson, or beyond, because Taylor Delente and Maggie Butler both already fouled out, and Gracie Butler seems like could be coming soon at 4 fouls.
You're right. You've got to find somebody to get some points, but you also have to find somebody that's going to step it up on defense and create some turnovers. You have to get 3-to-1 possessions right now, and you can't allow White County to keep stalling the basketball.
5:11 to go in the ball game, a 13-point lead. Basketball is Upperman's. Warriorettes holding that lead. We are glad to be with you tonight. Hit that like button. Share the broadcast. As the inbound is coming, goes to Gracie Butler. Butler drives on Grasty. Another tie-up, and the arrow belongs to the White County Warriorettes. 11 tie-ups in this game tonight. Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard at the half. Cookeville leads Shelbyville 28-24 in boys action. They started at 5 o'clock because of the weather. Grasty to inbound. Has her hand up, needs an outlet, finds one with Gracie Clark. Clark bounces it. That one's dangerous, tipped. Now Grasty has it. Grasty running out of time. Crosses over. Just at the last moment, gets into the front court. Now Carson fouls her. And this is the 5th already on the Lady Bees. TT Carson picks up her 3rd, and Lakeland Grasty will go to the stripe to shoot 2.
And obviously, you mentioned it, that is another metric that is stacked against Upperman at this point, is every foul here from now on, unless it's an offensive foul, is going to the free throw line.
Lakeland Grasty at the stripe trying to space out this game. Another miss. White County's missed their fair share of free throws. Tomorrow, I'll be in the Hooper Eblen Center, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, as Tech welcomes in Little Rock on 106.1 The Eagle. And then at 4 o'clock, at 5, it's Eagleville hosting Pickett County. That boys game is a matchup between the top 2 ranked single-A teams in the state of Tennessee, as Grasty connects on her 2nd free throw. Just 3 points, but Lakeland Grasty's made her impact on defense, as she always does. Abby Stone drives and kicks to South, a 14-point game. 2 of the 3 leading scorers for Upperman out of this game on the bench. South being harassed defensively, tries to save it. Stone throws it. Gracie Clark has another steal. White County trying to put it in the rearview mirror. Ahead to Winningham, who puts it up and in. Defense into offense. Story of the game for White County. They're back in front by 16.
And if you're Upperman, sometimes you just realize it's just not your night. The deck stacked against you, things just don't go your way. It's just not your night.
Abby Stone in the mid-range, can't hit. Rebound fought for. Selby has another one. Ashlyn Selby's also on double-double watch. Ahead she finds Winfrey. Winfrey, dangerous feed. 3 different Lady Bees were there. Stone has the steal and gets it over to 5. Ahead to Crouch. You're talking about only 2 starters on the floor. Crouch going to line up the corner 3 and banked it in. Cassie Crouch from downtown gets Upperman back within 13, just the 2nd bucket of the quarter. Quickly ahead, here's Winfrey. Bounces it to Clark, wide open for 2. 20 tonight for Gracie Clark. Sparta's in front by 15. Now Crouch going to bring it ahead. They're leaving her open. She's probably just going to have to keep shooting it. Stone back to Crouch. She will. Cassie Crouch. Close, popped out. Rebound down Winfrey. Sparta now rolling downhill. The most dominant team in basketball when they do that in Class 3A, when things are rolling right. Get out of the way before you get run over. Here's Bella Phi, floats back, double team arrives. She throws it off the defender, and it'll stay with the Lady Bees. Sparta opened up a 19-point halftime lead. Upperman answered, cut it to 8, but foul trouble completely changed this game for the Lady Bees. Here's Crouch again, left alone, 3:10 to go. Grasty defends in front of Butler. Big collision. Crouch keeps her footing, and a foul finally is called on Lakeland Grasty. And the trash talk is happening. That'll be the 2nd on Grasty. 3rd team foul on the Warriorettes. Upperman has not won in this gym since 2013. That streak is going to continue, it appears, tonight.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach McWilliams and Coach Dodgen, I'm probably getting my most important players off the court right now so nothing crazy happens.
Well, that's already happened for Upperman because of the fouls. Crouch going to line up the wing 3 again and hits. Cassie Crouch with her 2nd 3 of the quarter.
Pretty valid point.
It's a 12-point game, 2:45 to go. Clark again. You're seeing the experience, I think, show up right now for White County as Selby throws it up and gets the call. 2 free throws upcoming here for Ashlyn Selby. They'll call Abby Stone for the personal. And really, this game started, the reason White County went into the power position was the offensive rebounding in the first quarter.
I agree.
They were dominant on the boards. It gave them the cushion, and then things started to separate for them.
Which created extra shots.
Exactly right. And more opportunities for fouls on the opponent as
Correct.
Selby hits the first free throw. Stick around postgame for the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store postgame show. Ella will talk with Coach Dodge, and assuming this result holds as Selby goes 2 for 2. She's up to 12 points. Crouch bringing it up. If nothing else, this fourth quarter should be a confidence builder for Cassie Crouch shooting the ball. She's 2 for 3 from long range. Kicks out to Bella Phi. Phi floats back. Bounces it over, dangerous feed. Crouch gathers. Fox in front. Crouch goes to work on the drive all the way inside. Look at Cassie Crouch. Can't get the roll. Rebound down, another one. Gracie Clark definitely has a double-double tonight. No doubt about it. As Selby gives off for Grasty. Grasty drives in on Butler. Stepped out of bounds. Possession back the other way.
You know, we talk about this. These two teams are going to see each other some more, and that's what's fun about this district and then this region is these fantastic teams are going to battle several times.
We said it in Baxter. That was just the opening stanza. This is round 2. Certainly could meet again for a third round as a foul will be called away from the ball here. It goes on Kyra Fox, and she's the first Warriorette to foul out. And the trend continues, Jeremy, of these top 3 teams defending their home floor. Sparta beat Stone by 23 in this building. They're beating Upperman right now by double digits. Upperman beats Sparta. They'll play Stone later on this season in their building. Stone hosts Sparta, so we'll see on Tuesday if that trend continues in that matchup. As Crouch inbounds looking for Phi. Clark got a paw on it. Phi goes back to gather.
And nobody better have an off night against Cumberland County or Livingston.
Exactly right. That's how you end up in third place. Whoever loses to them. As this one will be a foul on Gracie Clark as Phi went by. 90 seconds to play. Gracie Clark picks up her third, and this puts Upperman into the bonus. So 2 free throws upcoming here for Bella Phi. Don't forget, boys game, 2 ranked teams in the building.
Are they pretty good?
Pretty good. By the way, Liberty's head coach with a great last name, Coach McKay, he's here. You know who he's going to watch as Bella Phi hits the first free throw. He's going to see his 4-star in action coming up next. Petey's right there in his ear, too. Look at that. As Phi misses the next one, Crouch punches the rebound out. But it's grabbed away by Norris. Now stolen by South. She sends it over to Phi. 14-point game. As Phi tries to bring it up, it's knocked out of play. They'll say it went off of Phi. Possession back to White County. A few other coaches supposed to be in the building for that boys game. Remember, the first game was lopsided, but I think Upperman's trying to foul here. They're not calling it. They'll get back to Grasty. Grasty as Phi steps to her. Nice move by Lakeland Grasty. You've seen tonight why Gracie Clark is the back-to-back Upper Cumberland Defensive Player of the Year. She put on a show this evening. And they're leading the clock now on a 13-point game. There's a foul as Clark will go to the line to shoot 2. Crouch picks up her second personal. I mean, look at this foul count. There's a lot of X's on this little sheet we've got. $25 fouls tonight against the Lady Bees as Clark hits the first. Let's see on the other way.
Almost as many
16.
fouls as points.
16 on White County, so it's been a lot as Clark goes 2 for 2.
I mean, 41 fouls in a game. And again, I'm not saying that the officials didn't have to call them, but I'm just saying
it's a lot.
Nobody wants to see it.
Crouch
The
drives.
officials don't want to see it either.
That one blocked away. Kylie Norris with an exclamation point, 34 seconds to go. This one's over, except the score. Dana McWilliams was saying don't foul. Crouch is already in there, so 2 free throws upcoming here, and it'll just separate the final as Grasty will go back to the stripe to shoot 2 more. Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard. Stone Memorial boys continuing to roll there, up 25-6 on Livingston Academy as Grasty hits the first free throw. And the starters are checking out for Coach Dodgen. And Addison Dodgen gets to the table. That'll get a big cheer from the students. Grasty connects, goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. And her day is done as well. Crouch will bring it up with 30 seconds to go. Right side south. She lines up the 3. Can't hit off back iron. Rebound punched away. Dodgen grabs it. Sends it to Angel. Now a pass ahead. Big collision. And they will call a foul as both Norris and Butler went in. They called it on Gracie Butler.
Call it on Norris. Oh, did they?
Bet
I
you $500
apologize.
they don't. Gracie Butler just picked up her fifth. So now 3 starters fouled out of the game for Upperman.
To my defense,
Dana McWilliams is saying what you were thinking. Both players jumped into each other on that one.
Well, and if you have contact that takes two players to the floor, you've got to have a foul, period. You just got to call a foul, and unfortunately just didn't go against it went against Butler, and fouls are out of the game.
Bella Butler will check in for her sister. So both Butler twins and Taylor Delenti, the 3 leading scorers for Upperman, all fouled out of this game tonight. Delenti and Maggie Butler were early. Maggie Butler was in the 3rd quarter, as the first free throw is no good for Kylie Norris. By the way, the Goose is loose. Feature coverage coming to UpperCumberlandReporter.com as Norris hits the 2nd.
The GOAT.
He is incredible.
He is the GOAT.
All over the place as Crouch has it here for the Lady Bees. She starts to drive, now retreats, 10 seconds to go. Crouch gives to South. South in the corner, back to Crouch. 5 seconds, Crouch on the drive, reverses out. Bella Butler lines up the 3, banked it in. And that brings us to the final horn. A convincing victory tonight for the White County Warriorettes. Final score, White County 59, Upperman 44. As we welcome into the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store post-game show, we talk pregame, Jeremy. Pressure on White County to hold serve, defend their home floor. They do so tonight, and they do so in convincing fashion. In this series of all 3 teams that are so widely talked about, White County has the 2 most convincing wins in the series.
Yeah, and you said it. White County wanted to answer the bell. And to be honest with you, they did it from the opening tip. White County answered the bell. They were the more aggressive team. Offensive rebounds. Here we go.
We'll go right down to Coach Dodgen, who's with Ella Fox. Go ahead.
Coach, what a game tonight. What do you have to say about girls?
I thought we played hard, especially in the first half, and extended a lead. I thought in the second half we got really, really sloppy. We didn't take care of some things there in the second half that we needed to extend. We sped up, and job of speeding us up. But we've got to finish that stuff and do a good job, do a better job when you've got a team like Upperman down a little bit. You can't let them back in the game.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
A victorious Michael Dodgen tonight. We'll get to the scoring here in a moment, Jeremy, but for now, at this exact moment in time, it's a 2-way tie for first place. Stone Memorial and White County. White County has the head-to-head tiebreaker there. They go into first place right now in District 7 3A. Obviously, White County still has to play Stone Memorial.
Is that a big game Tuesday?
Rather large. Stone Memorial has to play in Baxter coming up the last week of the regular season. So still more ebbs and flows to come, but White County did what they had to do tonight to keep where they want to be.
No, absolutely. And you and I talked about it. He had a game plan. He felt like he really you had to hold serve on your own court. And from start to finish, White County just dominated this game. Upperman put up a fight. They come out swinging in the second quarter to try to get this thing in single digits. And then in the third quarter had a little bit of a run, but just not enough. And White County just they protected Roy Sewell Gym, and here we are.
Scoring from the game is as follows. First for the Upperman Lady Bees, who fall to 18-5 on the season. They're now 3-2 in District 7 AAA. Tonight for Upperman, 14 points leads the way for Taylor Delenti, 8 for Gracie Butler. Now we'll go down the line. 3 for Bella Butler, 6 for Cassie Crouch, 4 for Bella Phi, 2 for Sadie South, 4 for Maggie Butler, and 1 for TT Carson. The stat of the game for Upperman, 3 different Lady Bees fouled out of this game tonight. For the victorious White County Warriorettes, who improved to 23-3 on the season, they are now 4-1 in District 7 AAA. They are on a 5-game winning streak. 22 points leads the way for Gracie Clark, 14 for Bella Winningham, 12 for Ashlyn Selby, 5 apiece, Lakeland Grasty and Kylie Norris, for a team total of 59. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know we're on the same page when it comes to who the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game is tonight, Jeremy Tollison.
Yeah, and it's, again, you want to try to find different people you can give it to, but at the end of the day, rebounding, drawing charges, aggressive hands, causing turnovers, scoring. I know you said she had a double-double. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a quadruple-double, but Gracie Clark, what a night.
Gracie Clark, no doubt about it, is the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Next up for White County, they got an easy one on the road at Stone Memorial, the number 2 ranked team in the state of Tennessee. Lady Panthers will host White County with a 6 o'clock tip-off on Tuesday night in Crossville. For Upperman, they welcome in Sydney Wilhite, Ronica Dishman, and the Cumberland County Lady Jets into the Hive in Baxter. Upperman has not played very many games at home. They're going to play a lot of games at home the next 2 weeks. They'll be eager to get back to the friendly confines of the Hive. We'll have broadcast coverage of that game. Girls tip-off is at 6 o'clock. Well, that was just your appetizer. We got a top 10 boys matchup coming up next. Mr. Basketball is in the building. Rich McKay, who's the head coach of Liberty, is in the building. Tucker Pinion is in the building. He did not play in the first meeting. He is in uniform tonight. A lot to get into in that matchup, but first we'll step aside for an intermission. Come back with all the action between the boys of White County and Upperman. Final score in our girls game, White County 59, Upperman 44. Welcome back in. It's time for another top 10 matchup in Class 3A as the reigning Class 3A state champion and number 1 ranked Upperman Bees take on the 9th ranked White County Warriors. I'm Noah McKay back on the call here in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. That's Jeremy Tallis and Ella Fox on the sidelines, and the lovely Madison McKay producing things for us here tonight. Excitement in the air. A lot of big-time college coaches are in the building as well. And Jeremy, that's because the number 1 ranked team in the state's in town. Ty Cobb leading the way as an Upperman team.
What's his name?
Ty Cobb.
Okay.
And an Upperman team that is on the march towards trying to defend their Class 3A state championship. They are undefeated against 3A competition this season. They are 4-0 against District 7 3A. White County had their tremendous start to the season. They've won 2 in a row after they lost 4 out of 5, struggled early in district play at 1-3. It is wide open in the battle for second. White County knows if they could find a way to pick off Upperman, they'd be back in the race to at least get it back up to the 2 seed. It'd be tough. They're not going to catch them because they have those 3 losses already.
Sure.
But they got a chance to get back above in the battle with Cumberland County and Stone Memorial.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Upperman has earned the right, especially on the boys' side this year, to be called Big Bad Upperman. You know, they win the state tournament last year. It's Big Bad Upperman until you prove them wrong, okay? And what better way to kickstart the rest of your season than to come in here and knock off the number 1 team in the state.
A lot to get into in this matchup. 2 head coaches that are old friends and have seen a lot of basketball around the Upper Cumberland. Bobby McWilliams and Eric Mitchell. Our Ella Fox caught up with both of them. Ella, what do these 2 great head coaches have to say?
Well, McWilliams and the Bees are just happy to be back on the court, just like his wife mentioned in the previous game. But with that, he wants to see his team have intensity from the tip-off to the final buzzer. Now, Eric Mitchell with White County, he really wants to see his team limit turnovers tonight and be able to get rebounds despite the size difference of the teams. Back to you.
Thanks, Ella. And Upperman is coming off a loss at Independence, 70-65, trailed by 16 in the second half, roared back, but too little too late. Upperman's in a weird spot with these non-district games. Independence hadn't played a district game yet. It was their Super Bowl. It was clear it was their Super Bowl. Upperman did not come ready to play in that game, and they got beat against a good 4A team. Do not expect Upperman to be asleep tonight against White County in this rivalry matchup. White County knows they're going to have to play their best. Big boost for them, and the difference, that last matchup, a dominant 63-27 victory for Upperman. No Tucker Pinion was out in that game. He's back in tonight. Obviously, Sparta knows they've got to play better than they did in that matchup. Probably kept some things to themselves without Tucker Pinion in that game. Expecting to go full out when it comes to throwing different things at this Bees team, hoping for a much tighter affair tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, it's just one thing that impresses me is the athleticism on both sides. You've Colton Johnson or Ty Cobb or Tucker Pinion or Cole Sims, and the list goes on and on. It's been a while since we've just seen just athletes on both sides, and this is what makes it fun.
Let's get to the tee-up starting lineups in this game as part of the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show. And let's start with the visitors, the number 1 ranked Upperman Bees under head coach Bobby McWilliams with a record of 18 victories and 5 losses. They are 4-0 in District 7 AAA, and they are the consensus number 1 ranked team in the state and number 1 in the Upper Cumberland. Starting for them tonight, number 0, the junior, Mr. Basketball, Ty Cobb. Number 1, a sophomore, Joseph Maynard. Number 2, a senior, Jack Torrance. Number 22, a senior, Collier Bush. And number 24, a junior, just picked up offers from Florida State, Mississippi State as well on the football field, Colton Johnson. Their opponents tonight, the White County Warriors, under head coach Eric Mitchell with a record of 15 victories and 5 losses. They are 1-3 in District 7 3A. They're the number 9 ranked team in the state of Tennessee. Number 00, a senior, Mason Steele. Number 2, a senior, Lucas Smith. Number 3, a junior, Tucker Pinion. Number 10, a junior, Jack Carpenter. And number 15, the leading scorer for the Warriors, the junior, Cole Sims. Superstar is going to have to come out to play tonight for White County. They need big performances out of Cole Sims and Tucker Pinion, Jeremy.
Yeah, they do, and to be honest with you, they need a little bit of luck as well. And at the end of the day, Upperman is a better basketball team. They just are, and you have to play your A game and force Upperman to not be Upperman and give yourself an opportunity to win. But if you allow Upperman to keep doing what they've been doing, it's just not going to go your way tonight.
One thing that'll be interesting to see in this game, we have seen opponents, Stone Memorial and Cumberland County, take the air out of the basketball against Upperman, go very slow, kept the games tighter. They haven't threatened to win those games, but it's been tighter because they're taking 2, 3, 4 minutes of possession. Will White County do so tonight? They didn't in the first meeting, and it was a blowout. Upperman in their black uniforms with white and gold accents. Sparta in their home white uniforms with maroon accents. Joseph Maynard against Cole Sims in the circle, and he will just bail out as Maynard wins it back. Let's get it on here in this 7-3-8 rivalry matchup. Ty Cobb brings it across the timeline and will go to work. Sends it over right side to Jack Torrance. Torrance crossing over Jack Carpenter there. Cobb flashes off a screen, activates, slicing through, grabbed on the arm, puts it in, counted and one. Watch out, here's Ty Cobb.
We've seen that before, haven't we?
The campaigns have begun for Mr. Basketball. He's the reigning Mr. Basketball, and from everybody we've talked to, he is the runaway favorite to retain that title this year, averaging just under 30 a night as he hits the free throw at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line, and it's 3-0 for the Bees. Ahead, Steele sends it back now over Cole Sims. Sims tries to drive on Cobb down the baseline. Great skip pass to Steele. Kicks into the corner. Carpenter for three. Good. Jack Carpenter with a Gary Maxwell Insurance three.
And again, that's what White County's got to do is match the scoring.
And they most certainly did not go slow on that possession. Here's Collier Bush left side. This is a White County team designed to go fast. As Johnson sends to Joseph Maynard. He'll line up the three. Can't hit. Rebound down to Carpenter. Sparta basketball. The student section wants something to get rowdy about tonight as they'll work it over left side for Jack Carpenter. Carpenter back out. Tucker Pinion. Pinion averaging 16.5 a night. Sims just under 20 as he lines up the three and hits. Cole Sims with a Gary Maxwell Insurance three. And a good start offensively for the Warriors.
Yeah, if I'm Coach McWilliams, you may have to guard that three-point line a little bit more.
Cobb tosses it over to Joseph Maynard from the wing. Maynard gives back to Cobb. Cobb activates on the drive to the baseline. Now skies up in traffic. No good. Too short. Rebound punched around. And coming away with it is Lucas Smith. The senior Smith gives it to Steele. Now Cobb saves it in. Tried to throw it off of Sims, who hurdled over the basketball. That was a fun little play. Possession stays with White County. 6-3 Warriors. 6.5 to go. Just over 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Sims going to line it up. Quick trigger three. Can't hit that one. Maynard on the rebound. And here come the uber-fast Upperman Bees. Collier Bush in the front court sends over to Jack Torrance. Torrance bodies up to the free throw line. Eyes up back to Maynard. Now right side, Bush lines up the three. Can't hit. Rebound. Tip. Johnson tips it a couple of times. Still loose. Here's Sims. 3-on-2 if they hurry. They do. Sims, left side Pinion. Lines up the three. Can't hit. Cobb goes up for the rebound. Comes away. Cobb. Fastballs it ahead to Johnson. It's poked away by Carpenter. A turnover. Steele has it ahead to Cole Sims. Upperman has controlled this season series. 10 straight wins against White County. The last Warriors win was December 10th, 2021. Left side it goes. Now inside out Steele. Lines up the corner three. Can't hit. Rebound down. Johnson had it tipped away. Smith got a hand on it. Now Sims can't finish, but a foul is called. They'll get Joseph Maynard on the personal. Teams first, and White County playing with a great energy early on. Cole Sims to the line for two.
Yeah, and just like in the girls' game, I feel like these officials are going to let them play, but they did in the first half. Did not in the second half.
At all.
But, what White County, if you want to try to get some of the superstars on the other side of the ball in foul trouble as well.
Sims hits the first free throw, and White County ahead by 4.
I saw that little snarky look.
Oh, I gave you a look.
You did.
The way to describe the first game was certainly not letting them play, my friend.
They did early. They did early.
For a second. Here, right side, it goes to Colton Johnson. Johnson to Maynard. Cobb slicing inside. 4 different Warriors around him. Who cares? Ty Cobb puts it up and in, and then has something to say to Cole Sims. 2 of the elite trash talkers in the Upper Cumberland. Colton Johnson, another one. Ty Cobb back to the line for 1.
And obviously we give Cobb his flowers. He deserves all that he's given. But one thing that I've noticed with him is he finishes after contact about as good as anybody I've ever seen.
Misses the free throw, and Sims traveled with it. Back foot slid as he was jumped in front by Collier Bush. Sideline inbound coming here for the Bees. It is a series, and of course there's quite a few multi-sport athletes, particularly for White County, this year that Upperman has dominated. It was a blowout on the football field, blowout in the first game, so these Warriors have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder tonight as Colton Johnson travels. As he loses his footing, it goes back the other way. So you're going to get a little bit of grit tonight, as you would expect out of White County, hungry to prove something this evening. They've shown it early on, 8-5. We're not even 3 minutes into the contest, though.
I mean, they're an athletic, great basketball team, and they're going to play hard.
Pinion has it as he'll bring it ahead. Now bounces it left side. We're ranked as high as 3rd in the state in the first statewide poll. Now in that 9 spot, but trying to show how dangerous they can be. Sims, great shot fake, gets to the mid-range, pulls up from the elbow and hits. Cole Sims reigns it home, and he's got 7 already, the junior. It's 10-5. Ty Cobb, the only B to have scored so far. Bush left alone. He triggers the 3 and hits CB with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. Back and forth they go, Sims and Steele. Sims now fires it over to Tucker Pinion. 10-8 our score as 3 subs to the table for Upperman. All at the same time, Phillips, Crouch, and Sism on the next whistle. Pinion from the wing as Upperman's in their zone. Cobb swats that one out of play. And those 3 Bs will check in for Maynard, Bush, and Torrance. 3 games live across the network. Livingston Academy Stone Memorial over on UCR2. On UCR3, Cookeville and Shelbyville, they're almost done already there. 5 o'clock start time ahead of the weather. An errant pass results in a turnover for Crouch, who had it knocked away. It was swatted out of play by Smith, so Upperman gets it back. Don't forget tomorrow night, doubleheader from Eagleville. Pickett County in town to take on the Eaglettes and Eagles. The boys matchup there. Number 1 ranked Eagleville, number 2 ranked Pickett County. Going to have a lot of fun with that one. I'll be with Tim Scruggs for the boys game. Tim will be handling the girls game as Sism gets a great outlet feed but can't finish. Rebound punched away, and here comes Steele for White County. He drives inside past Phillips, lays it up, good and 1. Mason Steele with the finish, and White County's offense with a great start to this game. They're going to get Finn Sism on the personal.
Good, strong finish there by
Mason Steele.
And same thing we saw from the White County girls early in the game, just strong to the basket.
Misses the free throw, though, as Johnson has the rebound ahead. Here's Sism. He gives off to Crouch.
And I miss Steele's name, and he is Easton's cousin, and I couldn't remember his name.
Come on, Jeremy. That's just because you're out of rhythm. Now what a fastball from Cobb to Phillips, who puts it up and in. Ty Cobb being the distributor that time, and Carmine Phillips, who's worked his way into the rotation, finishes that one. The senior back on the basketball team this year as Steele goes underneath. Put a little English on it, couldn't get it to go. The putback no for Smith. Rebound loose. Crouch has it for the Bees, and here they come. Crouch try to no-look feed to Cobb. It's stolen away by Lucas Smith. Another turnover by Upperman. Smith goes into Crouch, puts it up and in. Lucas Smith with the finish. 4 different Warriors have scored, and they lead by 4 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Did a game yesterday between Pickett County and Clark Range. That was a 30-plus point game the first time around, and yesterday was tied up in the fourth quarter. You never know as Cobb lines up the 3, can't hit. Sism has the offensive rebound, loses handle, though. Carpenter comes away.
Basketball's a funny game, isn't it, Noah?
It's amazing how fast things can change. So different than other sports as Smith goes inside. Little head fake, puts it up and in. Lucas Smith on the finish. No timeout from Bobby McWilliams yet. White County building some belief. 6-point lead. Johnson sends over to Sism. Sism nearly has it swiped, gives back to Cobb. Sims steps up, barking out at Ty Cobb, who barrels inside, and a charge is called. Ty Cobb going to be called for the offensive foul. 2:22 to go in the first. It's 16-10. Bush to the table, so is Rylan Case in for Sism and Crouch.
You said the word just a second ago, belief, and I'm telling you right now, I know it's early, but White County it's just a different feel from the first matchup.
2:20 to go in the first, 16-10 as Sims sends a pass, tipped a couple of times. Case comes away with a turnover. Sends it ahead to Cobb. Cobb drives inside. Cobb hit on the arm, and he'll go to the line for 2 more at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. And that one goes on Tucker Pinion. Third team foul against White County. Cobb's first free throw is good, and Ty Cobb has 6 points in the first quarter. 16-11 for White County. And they are shooting a blistering percentage from the field. Another miss for Cobb. This one's punched out of play. They'll say Phillips last touched it, so it goes to White County. Cole Sims has it. Phillips encased at the top of a 2-2-1 trap for Upperman. Sims fires a dangerous feed, one-arm grab by Carpenter. Now a pass ricochets around. Smith somehow got it to Carpenter. Quick trigger, what a shot. A Gary Maxwell Insurance 3 for Jack Carpenter, his second of the quarter. And how about the start for White County? 19 points in 6 minutes. Here's Bush. He gives over to Phillips. Now Case. Back to Cobb. He'll toss it to Johnson. Johnson drives inside, and a charge. This one called on Colton Johnson. It'll be his first, team's fourth. Mason Steele takes the charge. Maynard and Torrance to the table for Upperman. And it'll go the other way. White County in rhythm early.
Not sure if Bobby's upset with the official or upset with Colton Johnson, but 100% an offensive foul there.
Sims picks up his dribble, gives over to Pinion. Right now, everything going White County's way. Now slicing inside. Tough shot. Wow. Called a foul. But this is on Cobb. It's his second. That's a big call, and it's a bad call. Ty Cobb picks up his second. 2 free throws for Mason Steele, who went in out of control and gets rewarded with a trip to the line for 2, and Mr. Basketball is in foul trouble.
You know, generally with a shooter that's out of control, you don't bail them out. Unfortunate call there for Ty Cobb.
Colton Johnson got a quick breather. He's back at the table. We'll check in. On the other side, Griffin Adams, the sophomore, checking in for White County. Sparta, offensively, 20 points in under 7 minutes is great against any opponent, as the next free throw is no good. It's particularly great against the defending champions.
80
Phillips.
Points a night's going to win you a lot of basketball games, isn't it?
Johnson drives, and he is fouled. And this is going to be a tough one for me tonight because I really hate when every possession has a foul call. 2 free throws upcoming for Colton Johnson. They'll get Jack Carpenter for his first. Team's fourth. Probably a good thing that Jeremy came back tonight, as the first free throw is no good for Colton Johnson.
Hey, I'm your life preserver, Noah. I'm your life preserver.
Well, I want to see the kids play basketball, and shooting free throws is okay, but let's go.
Have you missed me?
So much.
Good. There's a lot of people listening probably haven't, but here we are.
Colton Johnson 0 for 2, and the great start continues for White County in really every area, 20-11. We said in the girls' game, every metric favored the Warriorettes. We're still very early in this one, but it's the case for the Warriors right now. Smith has it. He'll bring it back out, 57 seconds to go in the frame. Phillips steps to him. Hand off Pinion. Pinion gives off to Sims. 46 seconds to go. And it looks like now White County is content to bleed this clock. They got a 9-point lead. It's been a great first quarter. Why mess around? Sims hands off to Smith. Bush steps to him. Hand off back to Sims. Sims retreats. Now one-on-one with Bush. Loses handle. Got no clue. Call a foul on Collier Bush, and this is going to be 2 free throws for Cole Sims. I got no clue. Two free throws upcoming for Cole Sims at the line. Trying to stretch a double-digit lead. First free throw is no good. Final score, Cookeville gets a big win at Shelbyville tonight, 61-51 on the SK Creation scoreboard as Sims hits the second, and it is a 10-point lead for White County, 22 seconds to go. Ty Cobb out there with 2 fouls. Usually he's really good about playing without fouling in these situations, but I wouldn't be so sure tonight. Sims there defensively. If I'm Sparta, I'm trying to take a charge every second of the day. Cobb skies up in the mid-range, can't hit. Maynard skies up for the rebound. Put back, no, and another foul. Joseph Maynard to the line to shoot 2 at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. This one's on Mason Steele. First on Steele, 5th team foul against the Warriors.
If you had your parlay card, White County up by 10 at the end of the first quarter, congratulations.
Well, it was 47 fouls in the girls' game. We're at 12 right now in the first quarter of the boys' game. So we're on pace for 48. That's what everybody paid to see tonight. As Maynard, second one, no good. Upperman struggling at the line. Going to be important in a game with a lot of fouls. Half-court shot thrown up a little bit early, no good. Carmine Phillips, how did he throw it that far? Just chucked that thing 94 feet. Falls wide right, and it brings us to the end of the first quarter. A great first quarter for White County. 21-12. High school basketball game of the week is presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Modern Roofing Group is an Owens Corning preferred contractor, and they're proud to bring that reputation and recognition to the Upper Cumberland. Their customer service and craftsmanship are second to none. Get comfort that your roof will stand up to the storms by calling 931-400-8788 and get an estimate on a new roof today. That's 931-400-8788. 100% finance.
Second quarter underway here in Sparta. A great opening frame for the Warriors as a drive inside and a travel. Slide of the feet for Lucas Smith. Possession back the other way to Upperman. Trailing by 9, Cole Sims had 8 points in that first quarter. It was a great start offensively.
And if you're White County, you've got to take advantage of the basketball when you're that close to the rim and can't have any of these just senseless turnovers. Ty
Cobb playing with 2 fouls. Fouls are going to be a big story as he lines up the 3 and hits. Ty Cobb splashes home the deep Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. And Upperman has the ultimate ace in the hole in this classification with number 0 on the floor. Steele sends over to Sims. Sims, a little head fake. He'll give back out to Lucas Smith. It was a blistering pace offensively for White County, particularly in the first 6 minutes of this game as Sims pulls up from the free throw line, can't hit, rebound. What a box out by Joseph Maynard. Here come the Bees again. Maynard back to Bush. He'll work it back to Jack Torrance. He'll drive inside, punch from behind by Carpenter out of play. He'll stay on this end with Upperman as Rylan Case checks in for Collier Bush. And quickly here, a quick cash pawn timeout on the floor going to be called here by White County's Eric Mitchell. It gives me an opportunity to tell you, Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, your one-stop shop for dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs. Located at their new facility at 4314 Academy Road in Cookville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rents, sells, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050. Eric Mitchell knows, Jeremy, White County's got to limit runs for Upperman. They cannot let this Bees team go on a 6-0, 8-0, 9-0 run because that's when it gets ugly in a hurry.
Of course, 2 of the very best coaches in the state, not just necessarily the Upper Cumberland, and they've seen it all, and they just understand. Great time out there, kind of gather the troops up. Let's get back to what we did the first 8 minutes of the game, and hey, let the chips fall where they will.
On the SK Creation scoreboard, Stone Memorial, no mercy, 63-16 over Livingston right now in the fourth quarter.
Did I tell you that SK Creations made a couple of things for my new grandson, and they did a fantastic job?
Fantastic. We appreciate them. They're the scoreboard sponsor as Ty Cobb is getting rolling. He slices through the laning, skies up and finishes. Now 11 points for Cobb. It's 21-17 now. Sims will bring it ahead. Case tries to stay in front. Sims takes the young kid to work, puts him with the left hand through for 2.
Sims is such a great athlete. He just controls his body so well.
He's really taken a step forward on the hardwood this year. He goes into double figures with 10, back to a 6-point Sparta lead. They led by as many as 9 early on. Now inside it goes Johnson. Somehow Maynard able to grab that one. Perfect reversal to Torrance in rhythm. 3 good. JT with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
Huge 3 there by Torrance to try to get this back to even.
Sims ahead, and now a three-point game. Dangerous pass. Carpenter grabs, spins away from danger. Now hands back Pinion. Back to Carpenter. He's in rhythm. 4-3. Can't hit. Johnson with a rebound. Upperman with a chance to get within one or tie. Here they come. Torrance slows down on the right wing. Over to Johnson. Now left side Maynard. Maynard gives to Cobb. Space for Cobb to operate as Sims steps to him. Cobb blows past to the baseline. Shot fake. Got the defender off his feet, and they didn't call foul. Possession back the other way to White County. It's a foul. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday, it's a foul. Baseline inbound coming for White County. Pinion, back to Sims. Sends it over right side, Steele. Now a drive for Sims. Punch from behind by Torrance. It goes right to Phillips. Torrance ahead to Cobb. Cobb drives around the defender, puts it up, can't finish. They call that one a foul. And Ty Cobb will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for two as they get Cole Sims for his second. So as we learned in the girls' game, it can come quickly. That foul trouble can creep up. Sims with two, Cobb with two. First to get three is going to be a big deal for the opposing team. And I will make a prediction. One of them is going to get three.
Before halftime.
Soon.
Okay.
Maybe in the next minute. Another missed free throw, though, for Cobb. Becoming a familiar refrain for the Bees tonight. Cobb splits them. 12 points now for number 0 as Sims sends it back over to Pinion. Sparta's offense has cooled off after a blistering start. Steele drives, contorts, tough shot, can't hit. Rebound punched over to Torrance. He's immediately trapped. Torrance able to jump it ahead for Johnson. Johnson over to Bush. Bush floating back, sends left side to Cobb. Cobb tosses into Johnson. Turns baseline. Johnson, tough shot from behind the hoop, won't go. Sims with a rebound. Here comes Sparta again. Sims weaves through traffic, poked away by Cobb. Run down in the corner by Cole Sims. He sends it back out to Pinion. Through traffic, somehow keeps his foot, triggers the three. Can't hit the tough shot. Steele with a rebound. He sends it over to Sims. Sims with it here on the right wing. 4:45 to go in the second. Finally a little flow. Sims sends right side. Now a reversal onto the wing. One dribble. Carpenter three. Little short rebound punch. Steele grabs it himself. Little head fake. Fade away. No. Mason Steele with a tough shot. He's got 5 points. Back to a 4-point game.
Steele has done a great job of just cleaning up loose basketballs tonight. Just a fantastic job of just taking out the trash.
65-18, the final over between Stone and Livingston. Cobb in rhythm three. Can't hit. Rebound down to Pinion. Here comes Tucker Pinion ahead. Slowly. And Cobb. What happened there? I was not looking.
I was not looking either. I have no idea.
But he is in some pain and appears to be extremely frustrated with the officials. And I'm just going to use my context clues. Speculating is never good, but he thinks he got a low blow. And he is extremely frustrated.
I will tell you as an official, a lot of times in transition is the toughest time to see things. You got 3 officials trying to watch 10 players, and if there ever is a cheap shot, and I'm not saying there was, but
well,
if there is.
Did I mention the Goose is here tonight? There was a cheap shot.
Okay.
He saw it. He caught it down there. One of the Warriors, a little bit of a low blow. Now inside Pinion on the second chance, fouled in the back by Carmine Phillips. 2 free throws upcoming for Tucker Pinion at the line.
And if there was, then they've got to see that and address it.
First one on Carmine Phillips tonight. And the free throw pops out. Both teams having a little bit of struggle at the line right now. 3:59 to go in the second quarter. Stick around during the Happy Heller halftime show. We'll be joined by Michael Dodgen. An extended interview up here at the table.
I'm leaving. I don't want to listen to that. That's my guy. I'm kidding.
As Pinion can't hit the second free throw either. Upperman gets away with the foul. And Bush will bring it up in a 25-21 game. Sends it to Maynard. Now Cobb. Cobb fires to Johnson. He hit a 3 against Independence. Now he has it again. Bush bounces in Maynard. Free inside, turnaround shot, no. Rebound ricochets around loose. Bush says, look what I found. Up and under, no good. Johnson with the rebound. His putback is good. Upperman gets after it on the boards on that possession, and Colton Johnson's on the board for the first time.
Athletes all over the floor. It's just fun to watch.
Sims has it here, left side, 25-23 ball game. Sparta had the fast start. Upperman with the answer here in the second quarter. They were down 9 at the quarter break. Cobb and Sims both still playing with 2 fouls. 3:10 to go in the second. 25-23 the score. Steele with room to operate on the right wing. As they send Sims or Pinion off his screen, he'll underhand flip to Carpenter. That pass tip. Get your cameras ready. Here's Ty Cobb. He skies up and slams it down. Ty Cobb with a 2-hand jam. Game is tied. Eric Mitchell is livid as he calls for a quick cash pawn. Timeout on the floor.
And it just shows you how talented Upperman is, because if you didn't look at the scoreboard right now, you would feel like White County's up 10. But Cobb sneakingly has, 14? 16?
A lot. Let me count it up here. 3, 6, 8, 14 points so far for Cobb.
And you don't feel like he's got 14, and you feel like White County's up 10, and it's just not the case. It's tied 25-25. As good as White County has played, this is tied 25-25.
And for White County right now, they got to figure out a way to get this offense back in rhythm. Just 4 points in the quarter after 21 in the first. Upperman's outscored the Warriors 13-4 so far in the frame.
3 ball kept them alive in the first quarter, and we've not seen that yet so far in the second.
Sims bringing it up. Upperman's defensive intensity's ratchet up. Another steal for Ty Cobb. Another foot race for Cobb. He just waits, puts it up, missed the bunny. Rebound down. Cobb's second chance. Twisting shot. Made the tougher look as he puts it in, and all of a sudden Upperman leads for the first time since 2-0. Make it 3-0. It was an and one on the opening possession. 27-25. Sparta has to figure out the turnovers here, and that will be a foul as Maynard reached in. It'll be the second on Joseph Maynard. We finally had some rhythm there for about 5 minutes. That was a clear foul, but we were able to see these teams get after it a little bit. Inbound out to Smith. Smith fires an errant pass out of play as Cobb disrupted that one with the length, and 3 turnovers and as many possessions for White County.
And you just can't make those mistakes against a team as talented as Upperman.
Cobb to bring it ahead here, 27-25 our score. Sends it over to Colton Johnson. Johnson hands off Jack Torrance. Torrance turns, sends back to Cobb. Wide open from the wing, can't hit, rebound down. Pinion has it on the outlet feed ahead to Steele. Torrance there in front, Steele bobbles, tries to collect, able to punch it over to Pinion. Trapped in the corner with Maynard and Cobb in front. Pinion tries to get away, now jumps it over. What a feed to Sims. Pass fake, lines up the 3. Couldn't bank it in, rebound down to Maynard. Backboard all the way around. Quickly ahead, here's Torrance. He jumps into the 3, can't hit. Rebound punched into the air and brought down by Lucas Smith. 90 seconds to go in the first half, 27-25. That one knocked away by Lofton Crouch as him and Carpenter went at it. Torrance was in there as well, and he'll stay on this end. 1:24 and counting to play. 27-25 Upperman. Trail by 9 at the beginning of this quarter. Sparta looking to regain the form they had. Carpenter lines up the 3. That would help, but it doesn't go. Crouch on the board.
After a hot start, Carpenter has turned cold the last several minutes.
Now Colton Johnson has it. Gives over to Maynard. Back to Johnson. See if Upperman's content here. Leading to take this into the locker room or if they want to go to work. No shot clock as we talked about the need for in the girls' game. Left side Crouch. Torrance. Crouch sends it ahead Johnson. Back to Crouch. Lines up the 3. Offline won't go. Sims on the rebound. A chance for Sparta to tie or take the lead into halftime. Pinion with Torrance there in front, able to toss it ahead to Smith. 27 seconds. Smith with plenty of room to operate, pulls up in the mid-range, can't hit though. Crouch on the rebound. Upperman basketball again, and now they likely will hold for their last shot. My goodness, what a crowd tuning in online for this game. We welcome you in. As Cobb drives all the way, dumps it off to Johnson, and they called a charge. Ty Cobb called for a charge. Oh, no. And then he teed him up. That's 4 fouls on Ty Cobb.
I think the technical may be on the coach.
Okay, it's the third on Cobb, and a technical issue to Bobby McWilliams. And the official, who has not made any friends tonight with black and gold, calls a charge on Cobb, the second time that's happened. And now Bobby McWilliams is not happy. They are having a spirited discussion. Cole Sims going to shoot 2, and the ball goes to White County. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see the contact. I turned away to watch Colton Johnson go up on the shot and did not happen to see the contact with
It
Cobb.
was after the pass, and Sims went down to try and draw the charge. It's a smart decision.
Sure.
They called it. And he missed the first free throw, hits the second. 1-point game and the basketball, 9.7 seconds. It's the third foul on Cobb. Bobby McWilliams will be forced to sit. Sparta is back within a point. And now has a chance to take the lead and would whip this place into a frenzy with a bucket. Sims drives and kicks. Pinion, 5 seconds. Pinion into the mid-range. Reverses over Steele. Lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound down to Maynard. And we've got a good one on our hands through 2 quarters here in Roy Sewell Gymnasium. 27-26, the lead for Upperman. We'll be joined by Michael Dodgen on the other side. This is the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture and the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at tupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. T-Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Heller halftime show. At the break, Upperman with a 1-point lead over Sparta, 27-26. In the second part of our doubleheader, in the first half of our doubleheader, the White County Warriorettes knocked off the Lady Bees 59-44. We're joined by Michael Dodgen, head coach of the Warriorettes. And, Coach, I'm going to be honest, we upgraded our sideline reporter for basketball season. I'm sorry. We had to bring Ella in. Couldn't mic you up tonight, but, you know.
Listen, I've lost a lot of weight.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to trim my figure down for TV.
You got a few more months?
I got a few more months. I'm just trying to trim down a little bit for so I look better on TV. Well, that way you don't have to go the wide angle.
I know the feeling. I know about wide angle. It's interesting. We talked pregame before this game started about the need with this top 3, the top 3 ranked teams in the state. Everybody's won in their own barns. You needed to hold, serve, and win in your barn. You did that tonight. Have to imagine you're pleased with how your girls played this evening.
I thought we were really good in the first half. I thought defensively we were really good. And one of our things that we spent a lot of time on the last couple days, Upperman is an extremely good offensive rebounding team. And if you give up offensive rebounds to Gracie or Maggie or, TT, they somehow find a way to kick it to Sadie or Taylor, who are wide open for a 3. It happens in almost every game that they play in. And you can't continue to give those shooters, you can't continue to give them open looks like that off the offensive rebound. And I felt like that we defensive rebound about as well as we have all year.
You mentioned that rebounding early on. It seemed like maybe in the entire second quarter you didn't have a one-and-done possession. Every time you went up, you're able to get an offensive rebound, extend. How critical is that, specifically those hustle plays? You were able to get the turnovers and the pressure, which you do most games, but that offensive rebounding edge as well, because that really leads to some of those fouls, which then started to mount up on Upperman, because once you have to defend 4 shots, you're more likely to foul than you are on 1. You are, and I felt like we attack. And to be honest, we're a little undersized, but this may be, I'm going to knock on wood on this, and I don't want to offend anybody, this may be one of the best rebounding teams we've had in a long time. Celeste, Ava, Nia, they go get offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound. This team kind of collectively rebounds as a group really, really well. I thought – 2 things. I thought key points of the game.
Upperman went on a run there towards the end of the second quarter. Kylie Norris knocked down a three. We got a steal. Bella knocked down the deep three right before halftime that gave us some momentum. Third quarter, they went on a 8-0 run, I think it was, and Gracie Clark had the and one down here. So we were able to make some big plays to stop their runs. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You know this. We've talked a lot about it. Jeremy and I, I've got the utmost respect for that lady that coaches that other side. I mean, Dana's one of the best coaches in the state of Tennessee. And you have to bring your A game as a team when you go up against their team because they're so well coached and they do what they do. They don't deviate from what they do. They're going to play you man for a little bit, and then they're going to sit in that 2-3 zone, and if you don't find gaps in it, it's like that movie Anaconda. That thing just floats around until it finds you, and then it just squeezes you. And you got to do a good job there, and I thought there for a little bit in the second quarter we hit some gaps that gave us some open looks, and we knocked them down. But I'll tell you, it's fun for you guys to call these games because we're sitting arguably, and we say it every year, but this year arguably from top to bottom, and you put Livingston in there, who Livingston's in 5th place in our district right now, and I would bet everything. I ain't got a lot. I ain't like Jeremy and got all this money. I would bet anything that I have that Livingston wins any district outside. And Crossville, same way. So if you don't bring your A game and you're not prepared every night in this league, you're in the wrong business.
Something we always do, especially when you're promoting a player for Mr. or Miss Basketball. You guys are looking at Gracie Clark. 22 points tonight. She's the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. How about her impact, not just tonight, but on this basketball team? She's the back-to-back Upper Cumberland Defensive Player of the Year, first team or second team all Upper Cumberland. She's going to be very high up on that list again this year. The impact that she has, you guys are ranked number 1 in the state, and she has been a superstar for you this year.
Well, she just does what she does. And listen, our team, and it's crazy because I hated playing defense when I played basketball. I absolutely hated it because you got to work. And I really, really feel like that we've got some kids along with Gracie that does a really, really good job of playing defense. And Gracie's an energy player. She does a lot of good things, away from the ball, on the ball. But you don't get that way unless you've got good teammates around you. And that's one thing about our team. They like each other. They may not always agree with each other, but they like each other and they play hard for each other. And when you've got that, you got a good recipe.
We're joined by Michael Dodgen, head coach of the Warriorettes. One more for you here. The one thing nobody's been able to do in this group of 3 of you, Upperman and Stone Memorial, is win on the road. You got an opportunity to try and do that coming up next week at Stone Memorial. What is it going to take for you and just anybody to be able to get over the hump in these great gyms with these huge home court advantages, knowing one who wins one on the road is probably the one who's the 1 seed coming out of this regular season?
Well, you just got to go play. Everybody plays different styles. Stone does a really good job of trying to turn you over. They want to make it a 80, 94-foot game. Ashley Wittenberg has played really, really well for Mike here the last couple weeks. And Lauren and Lexi Clark are good. Ella J. May's good. This whole district is good.
It is.
And you gotta focus more when you go on the road. And we had an opportunity to go to Upperman and try to win one. We didn't finish the game. They did. Tonight we were able to finish when we could have broke a little bit. We were able to step through and finish and win at home. It's so hard to win, and then you're trying to jockey for a position because you want to host a region game. And that's the big thing because, listen, when you got to go on the road in the region, weird things happen. And any time you have to go on the road, strange things happen in the region. Plus, we live in the Upper Cumberland. Nobody knows what this weather's going to do from second by second.
We don't know what it looks like outside right now.
It's pretty clear
right now. We may live here right now. I don't know.
We can go to Frank's and get you something.
There we go.
Too. But no, we got a big week next week. We go to Stone and we go to Cumberland County next week. So those are 2 big road games for us that we've got to go on the road and try to steal one and do the right things.
Well, Coach, despite our gigantic hatred for each other, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to come up here on the broadcast tonight.
Last year I'd have had to have a hover around to get up here. Right now, I wasn't out of breath when I came up
Look
here
at
this
that.
year. So
doing good.
I'm trying.
Looking good.
But no, it's good, and we appreciate you guys coming in here. And a great crowd here tonight. I'm sure you got a
gigantic crowd.
Great crowd online
There's
watching.
501 devices on YouTube listening to our conversation right now during halftime.
That's good. They don't have to see
It's
my
almost
face.
like when you're on play-by-play. They keep it there. We're
over
over 800
1,000
between both.
We were over 1,000
At halftime.
At halftime.
Come on now.
The Upperman Alcoa game. It wasn't you and Jeremy.
I
it
was
me.
there for that one. You don't get to. I'm talking about you alone. That's different. You don't get maybe the fourth quarter of a game with you alone.
I brought you factual information at halftime.
Always do.
Yep.
We appreciate that very much, Coach. Good luck next week.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential, multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland area since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145.
Welcome back again. Our thanks to Coach Dodgen for joining us there during the Happy Heller halftime show. Upperman's lead is 1. They trail by 9 at the end of the first quarter. They had the basketball here. Tic-tac-toe. Johnson went with the tomahawk, didn't go. Maynard lost his footing. Looks like he's okay. And the Warriors come away. 3 ball on the way for Jack Carpenter. That's no good. Rebound loose. Down out of bounds was Lucas Smith. His foot was on that maroon inline, and it'll go the other way.
Yeah, and if you're Colton Johnson there, obviously you want to get your team fired up with a jam, but what you can't do is you got to score around the basket like that.
White County had just 5 points in the second quarter rather, after 21 in the first. As Jack Torrance has it here, gives to Cobb from the elbow. He'll extend it back out onto the wing. Cobb picks up, he'll fire it low to Torrance, who gathers, sends right side for Collier Bush. Back to Jack Torrance. Hand off, Torrance, little head fake. Now he'll drive, kicks back. Cobb with a baseline drive, skies up, tough shot, can't hit, rebound loose. Saved in by Pinion, and somehow it was on a rope to Carpenter. Here's Steele, he'll drive inside, finger rolls up, no good. Torrance on the rebound, here come the Bees again. Torrance gives back to Maynard. Maynard, no-look feed to Johnson, and this time he just lays it in.
That's what he wants right there.
Ty Cobb playing with 3 fouls. Bobby McWilliams picked up a technical, so he's forced to sit in this second half. As Smith has it, gives back to Sims. He jumps into the 3, lines it up, can't hit, rebound loose. Johnson muscles it away and sends it ahead to Torrance. Here come the Bees again. Torrance reverses back Bush. In rhythm, Trey. No good. A rebound tipped by Cobb off the backboard. No, it's loose. Torrance has it. Goes behind the back. No. Cobb has it again. Power dribbles. Swiped away by Carpenter. And here comes White County the other way. Sims knows that Cobb has 4 fouls. He's trying to force him into picking it up by just backing into him. He'll reverse it over right side. Now back Pinion. From the secondary logo. No. Rebound down Johnson.
You can't blame Sims there trying to get a cheap foul on Cobb.
Shout out to Team UCR tonight. 3 broadcasts without a hitch this evening. The other 2 are done. We're the last show in town. Let's hope that continues. Ty Cobb has it. Going to line up the 3. Wide open. Yeah, can't do that. He splashes home the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3, and Ty Cobb has 19.
And it's up to 6.
Now Sims goes into Cobb. That one swatted by Bush. Sims grabbed it. His feet were out of bounds. Possession back the other way. And a timeout going to be called here by Eric Mitchell, 32-26. Unfortunately, a reality of the way this game has been, as it's a full timeout, is now because we've seen some quick whistles, you've seen a tech, you're seeing a lot of flopping both ways on little contact. You're pointing, asking for calls. And that's not, I think, what anybody wants to see at this point, but it's what's happening.
Sure, and as an official, it's tough. It's tough to decipher if you're being flamboyant on the reaction. You almost have to turn around and just not call anything when you feel as though that either side, and I'm not picking on White County or Upperman, I'm just saying both sides or officiating in general, is you just, if people start flopping, just don't blow a whistle.
The South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors, family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for your auto repair needs. Important moment here for the White County Warriors, Jeremy. They had that great start, were in control. Upperman chipped away in the second, now continuing that trend, now up by 6. Obviously, they'd love to get Cobb his 4th foul, maybe force him out of the game. But outside of that, this offense has barely scored in the last 10 minutes or so. Going to have to jumpstart if they want a chance tonight.
And that's what I was going to say. They were super aggressive early, driving to the basket. The three-point shot was falling, and now neither one of those variables are going for White County.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. There are so many people watching on YouTube right now. Biggest crowd of the season so far during basketball. As Maynard has it right side. If you're on Facebook, follow the main UCR Facebook page. The road to 50,000 followers is on. As Colton Johnson turns, puts it up, can't finish. And the rebound down to Tucker Pinion.
He is so strong.
Here comes Cole Sims ahead. Sims sends it left side. Carpenter with space. Sharpshooter rings home the Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
That's the Carpenter we saw early in the first quarter.
3rd triple of the game for the junior Jack Carpenter. And it's a 3-point game. There's the offense Sparta's been looking for. Here's Cobb as he gives over to Johnson. Now he fires it onto the low block for Maynard. He'll skip it back out. One bounce, Torrance. Open tray, can't hit. A chance for Sparta with the basketball on the Sims board. He'll spin it ahead to Pinion. Pass fake, lines up the 3, can't hit. Maynard with another rebound. He'll give to Johnson. Now a pass that was tipped. Bush gathers. And now Johnson gives off to Ty Cobb.
Really smart play there by Bush, not throwing the pass before he gets into the front court.
From the top of the circle, Cobb just weaving through traffic. Sends it to Bush. Bush reverses to Torrance. This time he's in rhythm for 3, and he rains it home. JT with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. It's his 2nd. Bees back in front by 6 as Sims gives over to Pinion. Crouch and Phillips both at the table for Upperman. Left side Sims. Tosses it back to Pinion. Carpenter shot blocked by Cobb. Smith able to sky up for the rebound and extends the possession. Skip past Sims, out of bounds. His feet were on the line as he caught that one. It was a little bit high into him. As Crouch and Phillips check in for Maynard and Bush, it appears.
And that's the 2nd possession in the last couple of minutes where White County just turns the ball over, not knowing where they're at on the basketball court.
Nick, the YouTube feed's working great. I'm watching it right now. So if you're having some issues, just refresh your app as Cobb brings it up. We got both feeds pulled up to make sure they're working good, and Cobb got wrapped up. Good show of sportsmanship. Carpenter and Pinion Steele help Cobb back up to his feet. And they get this one called on Cole Sims. That is his 3rd. So both Sims and Cobb each have 3.
And that's one thing that you can tell on the court. These two teams respect each other's ability and their athleticism on both sides.
Inbound here to Crouch. He'll work it over to Cobb. 3:50 to go in the 3rd quarter for Ty Cobb. Send it over to Carmine Phillips. Torrance to Cobb. Steps into the 3 and hits. You're watching a vintage Ty Cobb performance tonight. Another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3 for the reigning Mr. Basketball. His 3rd of the game. And Ty Cobb.
He's got 24 now, and it's quiet. He's got a quiet 23 or 4.
Another turnover. Cobb. He's going to pull up in the mid-range and hits. He's got 8 in the quarter, and now it's at 24 for Cobb. And a full timeout going to be called here by Eric Money Mitchell with 3:22 to go, sensing this is a problem now. Upperman starting to separate. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Let's hear a word from our presenting sponsor, our friends at Mayberry's Furniture.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Pivotal moment in this basketball game. Ty Cobb is in control right now. He's got 8 1/4, 24 in the game. Jeremy, White County down by 11. They need something to change in a hurry.
No, absolutely. I was going to mention a second ago when Cobb hit that last shot, I happened to look over at the two Liberty coaches that are here, and you couldn't smack the smile off of their face with a shovel, I promise you.
Dangerous pass ahead. It finds the intended target. Now a baseline drive for Carpenter. Lays it up and in. Pardon me, that's Steele. Mason Steele now has 7 points, and a good answer out of the timeout by Eric Mitchell.
Really good night all around. He's just a really well-rounded player.
Johnson reverses out to Torrance. Now he skies up in the mid-range. That's a tough shot. Jack Torrance is playing a good game so far. He's now up to 8 points, and Upperman's lead is back up to 11. Now Sims has it over. Sims starts to drive. Pinion lines up the 3. Can't hit. Maynard wrestles the rebound away. Johnson ahead to Torrance. Sends it over to Crouch. Now Johnson blocked. What a block by Mason Steele. High points it and swats it away. Sims wrapped up. Jack Torrance commits the foul to eliminate the transition look. But what a block by Mason Steele.
You know, and Torrance is, in my opinion, is lucky to not get an intentional foul there. I mean, he just reaches out and grabs him.
I agree with you. If they would have called it an intentional foul, this place may have burned to the ground, though, Jeremy.
It may have, but he's also lucky it wasn't called because by rule, it's an intentional foul.
Left side it goes Carpenter. Now a little inside-out move. Steele to Carpenter. And that one tipped into the backcourt by Phillips. It'll stay with the Warriors. If everybody watching this feed right now hit share, number one, it'd be a lot of people sharing the feed. You should do that. We would also be over 1,000 devices watching this game. And we will hit that pretty soon, but we'd love to do it tonight. You can help us out with that as that one's blocked by Johnson on the way up. Maynard sends it ahead to Ty Cobb. He lines it up into the mid-range. Now he jumps it down to Maynard, left-hand lay, and he's fouled. Smith got him on the arm, and this will be 2 free throws upcoming for Joseph Maynard at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
And White County, I'll be honest with you, in the first half, they fought. And it's just unfortunate for White County now that just the big bad Upperman thing is it's starting to rear its head a little bit. And Upperman is just good at finishing games. And White County just needs to try to find that momentum like they had in the first half.
Maynard hits the first free throw. And he hits the second. 2 for 2 for the sophomore, who's really coming into his own. Joseph Maynard, 6'5", got all the tools. They think he's going to be a special player. Steele gives back to Sims, which is exactly what everybody around this district wanted to hear. As the 3 ball's on the way, no Steele right there for the rebound. Shot fake, puts it up, around, and through. Mason Steele with a tough finish and has an opportunity at 3. They're also doing a little defense-offense with Cobb as he's checking out a game on these defensive possessions. Now he'll be back in. Bush picks up his second personal. Cobb and Sism in for Phillips and Maynard. And really tonight, there's been a couple of brief subs for Eric Mitchell, but his starters are playing the bulk of this basketball game. Steele connects on the and one. He's now got 5 in the quarter. As Johnson sends it over right side to Bush, now back to Cobb. 90 seconds left in the quarter. Cobb hops it out to Crouch. In rhythm tray for Lofton. Crouch couldn't get the roll. Sism right there, put back, blocked. Another chance is good for the junior Finn Sism. Now he'll bounce it over for Cole Sims. Sims goes into the low block. Now mid-range. He'll skip it back across to Steele. That pass nearly intercepted.
It was about to be highlight reel, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. The dunk contest was about to begin. Smith able to gather. Now back out Sims. He lines up the 3 and hits. Cole Sims. The Gary Maxwell Insurance 3. White County will not go quietly into the night. 14 tonight for Cole.
Sims is one of my favorite athletes in the Upper Cumberland. I just love watching him play every sport.
He's an unbelievable running back and obviously a great guard, and he's approaching his season average now. That was his first points of the quarter, however, and it's a 9-point Baxter lead. Johnson back to Sism, now over to Cobb. Now Colton Johnson, and Upperman content to run this down. They controlled the second quarter, now they've controlled the third. And as such, they lead by 9 here on the road in Sparta. They're calling that closely guarded. I'm not sure Cobb realized it, but Johnson pointed it out to him. 10 seconds now. Here's Ty Cobb weaving through traffic. Over the shoulder to Johnson. He's hit. Can't finish, but he will go to the line for 2. Steele going to be called for his second. Johnson struggled a little bit at the line this year, so Sparta hoping that gives them an opportunity to go capture momentum into the fourth.
We talked about Johnson earlier and the accolades, the offers he's getting on the football field. People need to go look at that list because it is absolutely impressive.
Johnson hits the first, and to that point, it's about at the point where he's going to be able to go wherever he wants.
And
there's
at
some major schools.
Talk to me about, especially in football in the Upper Cumberland, how long has it been since we have a player with multiple SEC offers?
As the second free throw is good for Colton Johnson.
I don't remember it.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Good for him. What a great kid, great athlete.
It's heating up for him, too. I mean, went down to Tallahassee. He's got some heavy, heavy hitters. Virginia today offered an ACC team.
Virginia Tech.
3 balls on the way. That one's no good, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. After 3, it's Upperman 48, White County 37. We'll have the fourth when we return on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Gentry's Power Equipment presents Upperman basketball all season long as we are the home of Upperman Athletics. Of course, football, basketball, baseball season revving up here shortly. We hope you'll join us tomorrow night. A huge doubleheader down in Eagleville in Rutherford County. Girls game at 5 between them and Pickett County. Then the boys game between the top 2 ranked teams in the state. A revenge spot. Pickett County led by double digits at home in the second half against the Eagles. Looking for revenge tomorrow night as Cole Sims gets it back to a single-digit game with a reverse layup. It's 48-39 here in Sparta. Ty Cobb bringing it up here for the Bees. He has 24 points. Collier Bush now gives off to Colton Johnson.
And I get a text that corrects that corrects me. How long has it been? Remember Warren County, C.J. Taylor and K-Ron Colbert.
Left side here, I'll have a note on that. Here's Cobb. To that point, I will get you out of it a little bit as Colton Johnson puts it in. Our coverage area, Warren County, just on the outskirts of, so we don't cover Warren County.
So we don't care what Justin Matheny says.
Is he watching this right now?
He's the one that sent me the text.
Tell him to stop being a loser and get out here. Sims going to drive inside, throws it up. We need a couple of money calls as Cole Sims getting rolling. He lays it in for 2 more. He goes into hiding after football season ends. It's unbelievable. Right side, Maynard. Back to Cobb. I know he's got it pulled up on his TV probably. Johnson going to line up the 3. Can't hit. A chance for Sparta to cut it back even further, down 9.
Well, he's got it on his TV because he knows what's up.
Absolutely. By the way, we're also live on the Hub Plus Roku app on channel 192 if you have Spectrum or Twin Lakes cable. More cable partners coming soon potentially. We hope you'll tune in there. If you got cable, you can watch us there. You don't even have to pull up anything else. With our friends over at Cookeville Communications, on with Jason and Sheila this morning on Good Morning Cookeville, as either me or Jacob are every Friday morning at 7 a.m. Cole Sims on the drive. There are 82 Bs around him, and all of them fouled him. Cole Sims going to go to the line to shoot 2. Take your pick on who's going to pick up this one. Probably Joseph Maynard. And I was correct. It is Joseph Maynard who picks up his 3rd.
Do you know by rule, again, talk about burning a place down. By rule,
they could call it on all 3.
You could call it on all 3. Now, it doesn't happen, but you can.
You'd be finishing this broadcast if they call that on all 3. Sims makes the first.
And
to protect this company,
would you be leaving?
Yes.
Because Bobby McWilliams would be leaving with you.
I would walk out.
Bobby would be leaving with you after he was ejected if they did that.
I've heard stories about officials just emptying the crowd. I think that would happen here. You wouldn't know anything about that. As Bush sends it over to Cobb. 8-point game with 6 minutes to go. Glad to have you back, brother. Torrance has it left wing side. Now he fires a fastball, and all of a sudden Upperman's making some mistakes. Bobby McWilliams hops to his feet to call timeout. He wants a full quick cash pawn timeout, so we'll take it with him. 5:58 to go. Sparta's within 8. Trying to come back against the defending champs. Don't go anywhere.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
SwallowsInsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Welcome back. Mayberry's Furniture is the presenting sponsor of the high school football, basketball, and now baseball and softball game of the week. Been with us this whole year. Beautiful friend relationship between the two of us, partnership, and we're happy to have them on board. They renewed with us. All of our all-inclusive sponsors have renewed again every chance they have. All of our sponsors do all the time because nobody's doing it. And I mean nobody's doing it like we're doing it. As Maynard has a steal here for the Bees out of the timeout. Here's Jack Torrance. He'll send it off to Johnson. Counted and one. Colton Johnson with the finish. Lucas Smith picks up the personal, maybe a Tucker Pinion. We'll wait and see. And an opportunity for 3 for Colton Johnson. It does go on Pinion.
One thing I do appreciate, we talked about Colton Johnson and his offers. I really appreciate people that comment, and when we ask questions and they give us feedback on different things that and give us some answers.
Bounce it over right side. Now kick it to the quarter. 3 ball on the way. Carpenter, good. Jack Carpenter raiding him home tonight. Another. Gary Maxwell Insurance 3. It's his 4th of the game.
He's had a good night. He's had a really good night.
Sparta's doing a great job of keeping this thing interesting, Jeremy Tollison. It's a 7-point game with 5:16 to go. Now work it back left side. Here's Torrance. Torrance to Cobb. Open 3. They need it. They get it. Ty Cobb with the answer. 27 tonight. It's a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. Now on the other end, Sims over his shoulder to Smith. Drives into Maynard to go straight up. Rebound down to Cobb. Eric Mitchell with his hands up says, what was that? Did not want that shot. Cobb, right side Bush. In rhythm. 4-3. Good. CB with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. Second of the night for Collier Bush. And all of a sudden, it was a 7-point game. It's 13. Sims sends back. Now they're working over Pinion. Little head fake. Tucker Pinion trying to get it rolling. Carpenter again for 3. Too strong. Maynard puts it behind the back, and here they come again. Maynard over to Bush. Room to operate. Skips it to Cobb. Pass fake. Cobb activates down the baseline. Just weaves through all the traffic. Punches it over to Bush. Lines up the 3 and hits. CB with another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
And it's 16.
And now Sims on the other end. Can't get the answer, and this is where the floodgates tend to break. As Johnson to Bush again. Heat check. No good. Rebound punched out. Big collision, and they're going to get Jack Torrance on the personal as he went flying in on the loose ball. Second on Torrance. It was a 7-point game, Jeremy Tollison, and we said, watch out. This is going to be interesting. 3 straight triples at
45 seconds ago?
Exactly right. 3 straight threes in a minute for Upperman.
And listen, White County has had some great runs. They've had some great runs, but when it's went south for them, it's unfortunate went south pretty quick.
Pinion, that high arcing 3 won't hit. Cobb tips the rebound to Johnson. Now ahead to Carmine Phillips. Phillips has it swiped by Pinion. Keeps it inbounds and a foul. Pinion with a push. He goes and helps him out. Those two have faced off on a football field a few times. Tucker Pinion picks up the personal. And that is Pinion's 4th. Post-game, if this result holds, Bobby McWilliams will join Ella Fox down on the sidelines. Bush Sends it over to Carmine Phillips. Now Maynard, Phillips, Bush, Cobb, Johnson. One dribble, Johnson dumps off to Phillips. Can't get the little lay, though. Rebound down. Here comes Sims. Sims accelerating. Now fires it over to Carpenter. Heat check three. Why not? Won't go. Cobb with a rebound. Cobb fouled again. This will be the third team foul, and Mason Steele will pick up his third personal. And White County was one bucket away from whipping this crowd up.
I agree.
And now the crowd feels like it's over. 3:20 to go.
And I'll tell you, Cole Sims has had a great night. He scored the basketball really well, but Mason Steele has just had an all-around, like in baseball, you call it a five-tool player. He's just had a five-tool night in basketball.
Now, a little tic-tac-toe. Maynard puts it up. Can't finish. Sims on the rebound. Ahead. Here they come. Pinion. Up and under. Little English on it. Can't go. Offensive rebound, and the putback is good for Mason Steele.
Mason Steele.
61-47.
Sorry, I forgot your name earlier. I'll never forget it again.
I think in some ways that's the best one for you to forget because at least you have the story there.
Literally, Easton's mom and Mason's mom are sisters. And I couldn't remember his name.
Here's Cobb off a screen. Starts to drive. Now steps through, is punched, and now a foul will be called on the floor. This one's going to go on White County. Cole Sims just picked up his fourth personal. Baseline inbound for Cobb. And we'll have a timeout called by Bobby McWilliams as the energy changes a little bit after a collision there. And he will call a quick cash pawn timeout on the floor. The Southwell Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The Southwell Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop it at 640 Southwell Avenue for your auto repair needs. I want to say something I said yesterday. Jeremy, you know this as well as I do. And you're, as a banker, when the world shuts down for a few days with ice, all these advertisers that you hear, they're local businesses. Literally all of them are. Go and see them. Go and use them. They need it. When you go 4 days without anybody coming in and buying anything, that is really tough on a small business.
100%. You have to, and we own a small business in town too. You have to have a full month's income to pay your employees.
100%.
So if they lose 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days, it's unbelievably huge. Go support these guys. See this list and go support these guys.
Inbound fastball. Maynard couldn't get it cleanly. Now it's a tie-up. Maynard comes away with it, and then a foul is called. Joseph Maynard's going to go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2. Tucker Pinion, I believe, just picked up his 5th foul. So Tucker Pinion's day is done. We talked about him and didn't play in the first matchup. Scoreless tonight. Upperman neutralized him this evening.
And I only remember a couple of shot attempts. Yep. They were able to really control him. He played well on defense. He had a good night on defense, but he just scoring the basketball, he just didn't get a lot of opportunity.
Well, and to that point, it was a very lopsided affair the first time out. A 36-point win for Upperman. This is not going to be a 36-point win. White County, a much better account for themselves today, but still the gap becomes wider between the Bees and everybody else in District 7-3A at this point. So Memorial is the only team that can catch him now reasonably. They're at 4-1. Upperman about to improve to 5-0 as Maynard connects. And now a drive inside. Steele, contorting shot, can't get the roll. Cobb just snatched it out of the air. Now fires a fastball to Maynard. Joseph Maynard blocked in a foul. I think the block up top was clean, but Carpenter may have caught him in the body. And nope, they say it wasn't clean up top. Mason Steele picks up his 4th. It'll be 2 free throws for Joseph Maynard.
I think that the follow-through with the body is probably what they called. Plus, in a game that you feel like's over, you definitely want to protect your shooters and just not cause anything extra to go on.
Maynard rattles home the free throw. All his points tonight have come from the charity stripe. Don't forget, the Goose is loose. Michael Lindsay is here. Feature coverage coming to UpperCumberlandReporter.com for both games. 2 for 2. Gracie Clark got to wear the UCR chain, and you already know he's going to wear the UCR chain for the Bees. You'll see that coming up on the social media channels. Right side, Sims. Sims sends it back over. Now a handoff to him. Nice little give and go. The 3 won't go, however. Johnson has the rebound. And he'll toss it back over to Torrance. Upperman has opened up a 17-point lead. White County scored 21 points in the first quarter, 26 points since then. Cobb from the wing, reverses to Torrance, looking for another tray. Can't get it. Rebound down to Sims. And now Cole Sims with Bush from behind. He gets away and lays it up and in. Cole Sims with a nice lay. And he's had a very nice game tonight, Jeremy. He's
Great
had
night.
21 points.
Great night.
Maynard gives back to Cobb. Now across to Collier Bush. Bush sends it right side to Torrance. Torrance now finds Johnson. Colton Johnson. One dribble back to Maynard. Maynard to Torrance. Upperman content to drain it a little bit here. Under a minute to play tonight here in Sparta. Going to be a split doubleheader. Warriorettes win the first one. Bees rolling in the second. Steele goes into Johnson, and you hear Eric Mitchell from up here saying, don't foul. Everybody's ready to go home. Torrance sends over to Cobb. Back to Johnson. Upperman's in no hurry. They're not trying to run up the score. We mentioned the respect these two coaches certainly have for each other.
These players do, too. We noticed that on the court.
It gets incredibly vitriolic, unfortunately, in comment section and on message boards and all sorts of stuff. But you heard Coach Dodge talk about the respect he has for Dana McWilliams. These two coaches respect each other as well. They're friends away from the floor. But tonight, it was Upperman's night, and they're going to bleed about 90 seconds off the clock to finish this thing out. And Colton Johnson will do so. They'll run it out, and that will do it tonight. Upperman comes on the road and continues their undefeated run through District 7 3A play. Final score, Upperman 64, White County 49. As we welcome you into the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store post-game show, Ella will be joined by Bobby McWilliams in just a moment. Ella, probably grab him before he heads back the other way so we can get it down there with all the people walking. We'll hear from the head coach on his way through the handshake line. Just moments away from now, we'll also have the scoring and have the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Once again, we thank our friends at Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store for being the presenting sponsor of the post-game show, along with sponsoring the live reads that you hear throughout the broadcast as well. A split doubleheader tonight. And now Bobby McWilliams will head towards Ella Fox, and we'll hear from the head coach of the Bees. Ella, take it away.
Coach, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
That's good. When you play in this district, you better be ready to play. And came out and played on the first half, real aggressive and played pretty loose. And got us on our heels a little bit. And finally, once we settled down, we got the game where we wanted it. We were fine. But it's a good game in our district. You got to play well. If you don't, you're going to get yourself in a mess or you lose. And winning on the road is huge in this league. It always has been. So we'll take it. We're happy.
That's on the win. Back to you.
Thanks to Ella and Bobby McWilliams for joining us. How good is Ella Fox? And her in.
She's fantastic.
Appreciate her.
Does
You'll
a great
see
job.
She's on the Tennessee Tech broadcast in ESPN Plus. That's how we
But
let
me be fair. Every single employee with Upper Cumberland Reporter, they're just fantastic. And I'm just telling you, they're the best. They're great.
Well, besides
me
well,
and
us.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's besides this.
Madison's good.
Chuck,
Madison's
Ellen
great.
Madison,
Top tier.
fantastic.
Jacob,
Top tier.
great.
Oh, my.
He's
Goose,
okay.
Goose is loose. I mean, fantastic. But these two chuckleheads right here on the microphone, well, you know.
Well, I'm the only one who can't get fired, so I'm here to stay, baby.
Get what you get.
Contrary to what
Don't
some
throw
people
a
wish
fit.
would happen, I ain't going anywhere. Let's go through the scoring from this game. 12 points for Mason Steele, 12 points as well for Jack Carpenter, 4 for Lucas Smith, but 21 tonight leads the way for the White County Warriors out of Cole Sims. White County falls to 15-6 on the season, now 1-4 in District 7 Single A, still sitting in that 4 spot right now in the district behind Upperman, Stone Memorial, and Cumberland County, 1 game ahead of Livingston Academy. On the other side for the Bees tonight, 27 points for Ty Cobb, 10 points for Colton Johnson. We'll go down the line. 6 for Joseph Maynard, 8 for Jack Torrance, 2 for Carmine Phillips, 9 for Collier Bush, and 2 for Finn Sissom. For a team total of 64, the Bees improved to 19-5 on the season. They are an unblemished 5-0, all alone in first place in District 7 3A. Time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game, Jeremy Tollison. Sometimes we don't have to overcomplicate things in this business. We know who it is.
And at the end of the day, you know, Ty Cobb just did what he does, and And now, listen, I thought a supporting cast played well. I thought Colton Johnson played well. I'll tell you who I thought played really well tonight was Jack Torrance. On defense, hit a couple of big three-pointers, a timely three-pointer. Maynard looked good tonight, but unfortunately for the surrounding cast, it's Ty Cobb's team right now. Liberty's in the house. He had a great night. It is what it is. He's the player of the game.
Yeah. Coach McKay was in the house tonight for Liberty University. I'm not talking about myself with Upward. I'm talking about Liberty University's head coach. He makes more money than I do. He was here, and Ty Cobb put on a show. 27 points for him. Next up, for White County, a huge one. One that they are very much looking for a little revenge. Got blitzkrieged by Stone Memorial in this gym. They go to Crossville to take on the Panthers, who currently sit all alone in second place in this district. Tip-off set for about 7:30 p.m. there. Upperman at home against the upstart Cumberland County Jets, number 5 in the Upper Cumberland. Coach Goodwin has that team playing really good basketball. They will come to town to take on the Bees on Tuesday night. That game will be broadcasted on the network. As we begin to say so long, we'll remind you to keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area. Brand new UC Top 5 coming out tomorrow morning. There will be movement once again, especially on the girls' side. So stay tuned for that. Also feature coverage of this game. Yesterday's games between Pickett County and Clark Range. How about the Lady Bobcats rolling Clark Range to the level very few teams have ever done that gym.
And that's what I was going to say. In that gym, when it's 97 degrees, I don't know, it's weird. The furnace is kind of faulty wiring during the girls' game. But that is such a tough place to play.
If you haven't already, make sure you follow the page, hit subscribe, hit the share button on this stream, like the broadcast as well. We thank you for joining us, and we appreciate the sponsors for making it possible. Next up for us tomorrow with our friends over at 106.1 The Eagle, I'll be on the call from the Hooper Eblin Center as Tennessee Tech welcomes in Little Rock at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And then at 5 o'clock from Eagleville, Tim Scruggs will have the action for the girls' game between Pickett County and Eagleville. I'll join him for the boys' game, a battle between the top 2 ranked teams in the state of Tennessee in Class 1A. Not hyperbole to say, could be a state championship game preview tomorrow night, live on the main UCR Facebook page, YouTube channel, and the NFHS network. That'll do it for us tonight in the girls' game. It was the White County Warriorettes 59-44 over the Upperman Lady Bees. The Bees win the nightcap 64-49. That'll do it for us this evening. Until we see you tomorrow, I'm Noah McKay for Jeremy Tollison, Ella Fox, Madison McKay, and everybody at UCR. We say so long from Roy Sewell Gymnasium.